fastest punt on a Manny Machado prime year.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
What's up, San Diego? And a happy Thursday to everybody out there in America's finest city. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show. Live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We got a lot to unpack today when it comes to college football, NFL. We got some high school football to talk about. Obviously, we got some big sports in town. We got a big volleyball game tonight. USD women's volleyball is taking on Pepperdine. If USD wins, they will win the conference, the West Coast Conference title. Here at the Jenny Craig Pavilion, we'll have Jennifer Petrie on later on during the show at 11:35 to talk about the upcoming game. And a big match tonight at the Jenny Craig Pavilion as the Toreros try to improve on their 14-0 record in conference play. They've won 14 straight and are looking for 15 straight and looking for another West Coast Conference championship. We'll talk about that later on in the show. We will also get to our usual situation with college football picks at 1 o'clock with Skyler. Eddie Brown will join us at 1:35. We're going to break down the AFC and NFC playoff races. That's pretty fun coming up as well. And we got a lot of other stuff to unpack when it comes to the details on the MLB TV rights, latest news and rumors and free agency. I mean, we got a lot to get to today on the Braden Surprenant Show, but a couple of things that I saw last night. I mean, I'm into college basketball. We talked about San Diego State, obviously, a couple of days yesterday, and how bad of a loss that was. I mean, you start looking at, and again, this is the whole concept of what we were talking about yesterday when it comes to Aztec basketball. And the reason I'm bringing it up, because Bretton Ford in the chat said it at the beginning. I watched the game last night, but we were talking about West Coast basketball and where San Diego State is in West Coast basketball compared to the other teams in the West Coast that are really good. Again, like if you're thinking about teams on the West Coast, unfortunately, they're in conferences like the Big 10, the Big 12, the Mountain West. I mean, maybe the future Pac-12, the West Coast Conference. You think about Gonzaga, you think about Arizona, you think about San Diego State, maybe UCLA every once in a while. Oregon has some good years every once in a while. But the thing is, and this is where it gets frustrating watching Aztec basketball sometimes on the loss that they had to Troy. And Mark Ziegler put it in his article. I mean, he talks about how that loss to Troy could keep you out of the NCAA tournament if you don't rack up some wins against some good teams. And you get to play Oregon, one of the better teams in the West Coast. You get to play Arizona, who had a big win last night. But here's the deal when you start thinking about all those teams: Arizona, Gonzaga, UCLA, sometimes Oregon. If you want to be in that conversation, you can't lose games to Troy. You just can't. Go look at what Arizona's done. Arizona does not mess around with teams like Troy. They take care of business. UCLA does not mess around with teams like Troy. They take care of business. Gonzaga never messes around with teams like Troy. They take care of business. You say what you want about scheduling and everything like that. Those schools take care of business. Now, for Arizona, this is a team that San Diego State's going to have to play this year. Arizona looked great last night. Represented the Big 12. They're 5-0. They beat UConn on the road. A true road game at UConn. They won 71-67. And this Arizona Wildcat basketball team that San Diego State's going to have to deal with in a couple of weeks, they've already knocked off Florida, number 3 in the country. They've already knocked off UCLA, number 15 in the country. Arizona's going to play the two schools from Alabama and Auburn and Alabama, who are ranked 22nd and 11, respectively, at this point in time. And then they got San Diego State. I'm going to tell you right now, this is what Arizona's done against inferior opponents like Troy. Utah Tech, they buried them. Northern Arizona, they buried them. They got Denver coming up. We talked about this yesterday. They're probably going to bury them. Norfolk State, that's a big difference. We can talk about resources all we want, but when you look at college basketball last night, it was just a different level. Some good basketball games last night in college basketball. Alabama beat Illinois on an upset by 4 points last night. The 11th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide against the 8th ranked Illinois Fighting Illini. Michigan got another win. Good news for Aztec fans, though, is Michigan got another win, and they don't play anybody else, I don't think, until they play San Diego State. They got San Diego State next. They're 4-0. They survived the game at TCU, but that's a good opportunity for the Aztecs to bounce back. They're going to have to do that, though. They're going to have to do that if they want to make the NCAA tournament. I mean, I think it would be incredibly disappointing for the San Diego State team to be a bubble team going into the NCAA tournament or having to be in a position where they have to win the Mountain West Conference to get into the NCAA tournament. But they need to take care of business against inferior teams, and they weren't able to do that 2 nights ago. It's not an overreaction. Good teams don't lose those games. They don't. Good teams don't go to double overtime in those games. They don't. Good teams beat those teams. And they didn't do that the other night. And I watched the other teams that they're going to have to compete with in the NCAA tournament potentially or down the road, and you got to be able to handle those teams. But I saw that with the Arizona game last night. I mean, they just looked way better than San Diego State. And we'll see. I mean, they get to play Arizona here in a couple of weeks. And here's the thing. They're gonna lose some games to the Mountain West teams because it's hard to win in conference play. It's absolutely hard to win in conference play. In any type of conference, it's hard to win in conference play. So that was going on in college basketball last night. Again, we'll see how they bounce back. Maybe it's the one loss. But they got to be able to have some type of offense instead of just letting them play. I mean, maybe that's a good philosophy. I didn't really believe it too much when I saw it. But they're going to go to Arizona. They're going to play them in Phoenix. I mean, the resident Arizona fans going to say it's not a true home game. I mean, Arizona travels well anyway. You don't think they're going to make the drive up to Phoenix from Tucson? I mean, that's going to be a Arizona home game for sure. For sure. Let's talk about something else going on. Major League Baseball. The Players Association, it's interesting. Here we go. I'm getting this early. The Players Association is expressing serious concern over unethical conduct involving player agent Jim Murray and top MLB officials, including Commissioner Rob Manfred. Union claims Murray engaged in, quote, double dealings by secretly collaborating with league officials during critical negotiations in 2020, specifically regarding player salaries amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Here's what the Players Association has said as we develop in more drama between the Players Association and the owners before they have a lockout potentially next year. The Players Association issued a 71-page notice of discipline detailing Murray's actions, which led to his 4-year decertification as a player agent. Murray alleged acted as a, quote, mole for the commissioner's office, providing confidential information, undermining union leadership, and advising MLB to reject union proposals. The union claims these actions were far from routine and represent an attempt by the league to circumvent players' elected representatives. Commissioner Rob Manfred's response to this was he characterized the communication as, quote, routine and a normal part of labor negotiations, asserting that agents have historically contacted owners and the commissioner's office. He framed the situation as ordinary negotiation, back-channeling, stating there was nothing unusual about these conversations. The union, the players' union, on the rebuttal, rejected Manfred's characterization, calling it misleading and highlighting the severity of Murray's betrayal. They emphasized that this incident is, quote, extremely revealing about MLB's general approach to labor negotiations and described the agent community as justifiably outraged. This is a lot of stuff in here. I mean, the key takeaways are the incident obviously shows that there's some massive trust issues between the Players Association and the owners. That's kind of where we're at here. MLB management probably more say, because this doesn't really have anything to do with the owners. because they're accusing Rob Manfred of some issues. Despite the controversy, Major League Baseball and Rob Manfred has framed his relationship with the Players Association as open and aimed at a healthy communication. The union's disciplinary action against Murray underscores the seriousness of covert dealings during sensitive labor negotiations. Manfred's attempt to downplay the situation has been met with strong pushback from the Players Union, signaling potential friction in future CBA negotiations. With all this information that's come out with this particular situation, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but what it tells me is a couple of things. One, these guys are in for a massive, massive fight for what they want in the next CBA. They're not going to be on the same page. They're not. This is going to take a long time. And we are just a year out of this. I mean, we haven't even started really diving into this yet because it's not going to happen until next year. But there is a lot going on with Major League Baseball and their Players Association that obviously is going to come to a head next season at the end of 2026. I find it hard that I find it hard to believe that they're not going to not miss games. And to me, I want to know who has the most leverage in that. Is it the Players Association or is it the ownership group? It's going to be interesting to see. But some of the big stories coming out in sports, especially with baseball, was that. The other thing is updates on the TV contracts. ESPN with a TV contract deal with Major League Baseball. Andrew Marchand joined Ben and Woods earlier today to talk about it. When we come back, we're going to break down what he said and hear from Andrew Marchand as we continue on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's number one sports station, 97 through the Fan. We're going to get to some finding value in players when we come back in just a little bit. Saris put together a great article, 4 potential bargains in MLB free agency from Tatsuya Imai to Cody Ponce. And that's going to be an interesting conversation and a lot of work that Saris put into this. If you want to read it, it's in The Athletic. But there's a couple of things in there that we want to talk about when we come back. But we do want to get to what's going on in the television contracts that just went down yesterday. Came down yesterday that ESPN has signed a deal with Major League Baseball on a TV contract, as well as Netflix and NBC/Peacock. They all have deals now with Major League Baseball. Now, in this contract, ESPN does have the rights to broadcast 6 local teams, and one of them is the San Diego Padres. Now, from what it sounds like, nothing is really going to change if you have Padres.tv. I think it basically on what we've been told, nothing is changing for 2026. Wherever you get the Padres, you are currently going to get the Padres again. ESPN is just another streaming platform that you can watch the Padres. That's what we've been informed on. So it's not going to be a lot of changing. But earlier today, Andrew Marchand, who I think writes for The Athletic on all these things, he was on with Ben and Woods to break down this new agreement and to make us understand it a little bit more. And the first thing that Andrew Marchand was asked about was the ESPN deal and the MLB agreement and what exactly it is.
ESPN had a 7-year agreement with Major League Baseball, and in it, after 4 seasons, MLB and the commissioner, Rob Manfred, wanted to have an opt-out clause put in so they could go back out in the market potentially. And then ESPN said, okay, if you want an opt-out, then we want an opt-out. So 4 years go by, and ESPN said, you know what, we're actually going to use that opt-out because we're paying too much money. They owed $1.65 billion for Sunday Night Baseball, the first round of the playoffs, and Home Run Derby. Now, MLB, they announced yesterday, has made agreements for Sunday Night Baseball in the first round of the playoffs with NBC and Peacock for a little less than $200 million. And then they made another deal with Netflix for opening day and the Home Run Derby for $50 million. So that's $250 multiplied by 3, $750. That's a $900 million difference. That's where the mistake came in that they made. And so they recovered a little bit because then they sold MLB.tv to ESPN for the next 3 years or licensed it. And so they got that $1.65 billion back, but they did it by selling something else.
Yeah.
And so that's how we got to this spot.
Sounds like a pretty good deal for ESPN, Frank. They're paying the same amount of money, and they get more assets now.
Did I hear someone made a $900 million mistake?
Yes. You did hear that correctly. It made sense. Like, I was looking at it yesterday, and it said whatever it was, $1.65 billion, right? That's what ESPN was paying for MLB. So they were paying that before for Sunday Night Baseball and the first round of the playoffs, and then the select random Wednesday games, right? There was nothing else that ESPN... Oh, then they had the All-Star game. No, they didn't have the All-Star game. They had the Home Run Derby, and then they had all the All-Star game festivities that weren't the game, right? Yeah. That's what ESPN had.
Mm-hmm.
That was all they had. And so then ESPN's like, we're not going to do this deal anymore. We're not going to spend the money that we were spending because they're spending all this other money on the SEC and the NBA and trying to own every other asset on the planet. They just bought Sunday Ticket, or not Sunday Ticket. They bought Red Zone. They might have bought Sunday Ticket. I think they bought Red Zone. But anyway, you're watching ESPN spend all this money. And so then they renegotiate and get a smaller amount to have to pay for their MLB products. And then baseball's like, well, actually, we're not making as much as we were before. We got to get that back up to 1.65 because they made a $900 million mistake. And what they did was they threw more assets in for ESPN. So now ESPN actually has more important things and more inventory for their app
for the same
price that they were already paying. ESPN gets a great deal out of this. I don't necessarily know if it's great. I mean, Major League Baseball, you get the same amount of money you were making. So it's like you didn't get any extra money, but now you have less assets you have control over, and ESPN is paying the same amount of money. It's almost like they pulled like a DirecTV or a Spectrum, wherever the cable provider is, where you can play. Like, I'm going to leave. Oh, we'll give you this for free. All right, sounds good. I'll stay. Pay the same price. That's what it sounded like to me. $900 million mistake. Do we think that person still works for Major League Baseball?
It better not be.
$900 million mistake. That is a massive mistake. People make mistakes. Not a lot of people every day make a $900 million mistake. Let me tell you.
It's impressive. That's an impressive mistake.
So that's the ESPN and MLB agreement. Now, here's Andrew Marchand talking about what is Major League Baseball's main broadcast issue right now.
Well, there's really a couple things going on. I mean, the biggest issue is the RSNs, the regional sports networks, which have diminished in small and mid markets around the country. And we're really, the lifeblood of them has been baseball. 162 games, about 135, 140 are on your local carrier. And so that was really profitable for the RSNs and also for baseball. As cable has diminished, less people have it. Those places can't afford to pay the rights fees because they're not bringing in as much money. And so that's been a big issue for baseball. I do think when you look at what Manfred did, and I wrote this in the column, he did put some ducks on the pond because these deals are smaller deals. It's regular season games, opening day. You do get the first round of playoffs, but it's not the LCS. It's not the World Series. MLB.TV is a crown jewel because that allows ESPN now to be the home for all 30 teams out-of-market games and then for 6 in-market teams games. But I think so when you look at it, that's their issue. But they're going to – now they could have a lockout after next season, but let's just say that goes – let's say they come to a resolution there. You go into – all of their contracts are done after 2028. So that's Fox with the World Series, TNT Sports, and I don't know how long your show is. They have so many deals. I'm going to stop there. And that's a big problem because with their too many deals. But when they go into that, the World Series will be up for auction. Everything will be up for auction. They should be in a better place to potentially do not maybe as well as the NBA or definitely not as the NFL, but do better on their national deals. These are smaller deals. They kind of put themselves in a box by putting that opt out in that initial ESPN contract.
So they got a lot of contracts coming up in 2028. That's interesting. It might be, I don't know if that's a little more leverage with the players. I mean, Major League Baseball knows they have to play in 2027. They can't give up games and lower their value of interest when it comes to a big TV contract coming up, Frank.
No, exactly. And it's interesting how many, I would think when you're doing television rights deals and stuff like that, you wouldn't have them all run up at the same time. Like I could see how that would work for like just not forgetting is, oh, hey, this deal is coming up. No, they're all coming up at the same time. That to me, I think is the most interesting part of it. That's
been a problem for the college level. College football has been kind of an issue with that.
It's like you've got everything and then in one fell swoop, you've got nothing and you're hustling to try to negotiate with 10 different people to try to keep what you have.
The interesting thing about this is the amount of contracts that they have in place, the amount of deals they have with different entities for Major League Baseball. I do agree. Like the RSN thing was great at the time, but with nobody paying for cable and them not getting the money on the cable subscriptions, because that's how these RSN companies made money, was they got a small percentage of the cable subscriptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like how that's how Disney made all this money too. Like Disney, the biggest money maker for Disney when I was in college, because they came and talked to us about it in class. The biggest money maker, like per month for Disney, was ESPN, and it was strictly on cable subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
It was just you, Frank, paying for cable, right?
Yeah.
And it came with ESPN. They got a small percentage of that.
Yep.
And just the money they got at the beginning of every month just for that was the biggest moneymaker for Disney. Think about that for a second. Disney, with all their, with the mouse and running everything and everything. And the thing with Disney, though, is interesting. They use Disney as an example in a lot of business classes of how you build off of your brand or your central idea. It's the way that Walt Disney put everything together. He had like a simple concept, and then he created all of these avenues off of it that relate back to each other and back to the central product that he had. And Disney has been very profitable in that. I mean, think about all the movies they've made and the cartoons and the theme parks and the merchandise and all of that stuff and all the properties they own and all of that.
And that's not just in the
having
U.S. either.
ABC, having all those things. Their biggest moneymaker in 2014, because this is when I learned this information. It's obviously gone way down now because people have cut the cord. Their biggest moneymaker was not even selling ads. Not even selling ads on ESPN. It was strictly subscriptions to cable that paid for that got the percentage for ESPN. Just cable subscriptions. That's what Disney's biggest moneymaker was. And so for a lot of these regional sports networks, they were getting a big check for the cable subscriptions. And they were able to pay for these rights fees. But now there's only a couple of markets that could pay for the rights fees. It's Los Angeles, it's New York, it's the Bay Area, it's Chicago. I mean, these are Boston. These are the cities that have their own sports networks. It's the ones that have SNY and have the Yes Network, and they have all these networks that are owned by the teams, and they make so much money because they have a big plethora of not only viewership but also companies that can advertise it. They can make their money back in advertising. Not every market can do that. And so from that standpoint, once people started cutting the cord, you were cutting the cord on baseball. And what made them the most money. Now they have to find a way to make everything centralized to try to make things like the NFL. This just shows, Frank, how ahead of the time the NFL was.
Yeah.
It does. It shows how ahead of the curve the NFL was on not having regional sports networks. That's why the conversation, remember the conversation about like the Chargers leaving, and the reason why they left for LA was like, well, they're going to be so much more valuable in LA with TV. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, they're not, because
the TV contract's the same.
Exactly. Yeah, they're playing on CBS.
They're playing on CBS. People used to say that all the time, and I go, "Did you watch the NFL? They're all on CBS and Fox. They're not. There's not like they don't get to go to Spectrum Net LA or whatever the hell they have in Los Angeles and get to make a lot more money in TV revenue. It's the same."
The only thing, I mean, you can only say that for preseason games where you do
Right.
have it on local.
Right, where you have it on the local CBS affiliate.
Yeah, exactly.
And
but
Dan
means,
Fouts was calling the game.
But it means nothing.
It doesn't. That's minuscule to the NFL. That's why I always laughed at people like that. People that are out of touch of San Diego, they didn't understand that were like, well, they're going to make more in TV. No, they're not. They're going to make the same. Nothing changes. The only thing that changes is the value of the organization when they sell. They're not making any extra money than they would staying in San Diego. The same thing is the case with all of these entities if you put it on a centralized TV market. So baseball is the biggest problem for baseball right now is trying to centralize their TV, but they can't do that without upsetting all the big teams that are making all the money.
Mm-hmm.
You go try to tell the Yankees to give up the Yes Network. You talk about the guy that's making the $900 million mistake. That male or female or whoever that individual was or group of people that were, they might be the ones that have to go tell the LA Dodgers, hey, you know what? Yeah, we're at the Major League Baseball. Can you? We're trying to centralize our TV. Can you give up Spectrum, LA? We want to try to share it with everybody else. No way.
As a matter of fact.
That would be the only leverage point I think the Players Association would have against the owners is, that particular instance. But it's very interesting. There's a couple more clips from Andrew Marchand that we want to get to, but we got to take a break talking about that specific thing. Will there be more equal TV revenue sharing like the National Football League? Again, they've been ahead of their time when it comes to TV contracts. What did Andrew Marchand had to say? And will the Dodgers still have a crazy advantage over everyone with this new TV deal? We're going to talk about that next. We're going to hear what Andrew Marchand says about that particular situation. We're also going to look at what Eno Saris put together in terms of some players that might be the biggest bang for your buck in free agency for MLB teams and whether or not they're a fit for the Padres. That all continues on the Braden Surprenant Show. San Diego's #1 sports station 97 through the Fan. August on 97 to the Fan. Join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We have tickets to give away to watch the Aztecs take on San Jose State in football on Saturday. Lower concession prices this time. That's going to be cool. I forgot the exact, what were they? They're doing like
I don't know, honestly.
Did Aztec football put that out? I like that. They're trying. They're trying to get more people to watch. They're trying to get more people at the game, at the stadium. A lot of awards, finalists for San Diego State too, which is great to see.
Recent event features throwback prices: $4 for soda, $3.50 for nachos, and $2.75 for hot dogs.
Yeah, here it is. Throwing it back to the classics. Aztec Nation, we're excited to announce our classic concessions pricing for our final home matchup against San Jose State on November 22nd. See you at Snapdragon Stadium. Hashtag Aztec Fast. Hashtag Be the Alpha. Hashtag The Climb. Don't you love college football teams' hashtags? Be the Alpha. Spear. Other stuff. Put it on a shirt. So this is the concessions for November 22nd. Special pricing. I love this. This is great. Get families to go to the Aztec game. Let them enjoy the time. Make them fans for life. Love this idea. Hot dogs, $2.75. Nachos, $3.50. Popcorn, $2, Frank.
Oh, that's not bad.
$2 popcorn. 12-ounce soda, $4. How much you want to guess the 12-ounce beer is?
Oh, I'm seeing. Oh, that's a 20-ounce.
12-ounce beer.
$7.
$10.
Okay.
Not too bad. A 12-ounce. I think they had a 12-ounce beer at. When I went to the Titans game, I think it was a 12-ounce beer was $10, maybe.
I
might have been 16. I think it was a 16-ounce beer was $10.
Seeing sports venue alcohol prices makes me very happy I don't drink.
How about, did you see what Rice University's doing this weekend?
No.
Let me know if this is a good idea.
Believe it or not.
It wasn't your week to watch the
there you go.
Rice University concession pricing?
No, it was not.
How about this? Rice University. I got to find it just to make sure I'm accurately saying this.
Oh,
because
don't tell me they're doing a $2 beer gimmick.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's better.
Oh, no.
It's better than that.
Oh, no.
You're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked at the people.
Wait, hold on. Do we need to have the Rice University police Twitter account on hand for this? Is what you're telling me?
It's very possible.
Okay, now I got to see if Rice University police has a.
No, hold on. Here's where we got here. Rice football is taking on the 22nd ranked North Texas Mean Green. Okay.
Yes.
Saturday, 6:30 Central Time. Student perks at the Nest with a Rice ID. Free T-shirt. First 500 students. Okay. Free ice cream from Ben and Jerry's.
Okay, not bad.
$15 food truck voucher. Curbside Eats and True Dog. They'll have a residential college challenge. College with the highest attendance percentage receives a free Turtle Box speaker and a $500 HEB gift card. And here's the best one.
That's not bad.
Free beer. Free beer to 21-year-old and up students with a valid ID at Rice if you go to the Rice football game. Free beer.
Rice, what are
Rice
you doing?
is giving away free beer to their students.
Rice, what are you
Free beer
doing?
to the students.
Oh my God.
Free beer to college students. What could possibly go wrong?
What have you done?
Free beer to college students. Unbelievable. I love it. What could possibly go wrong?
Rice.
You got to think about how nobody goes to Rice football games. For them to say free beer to kids aged 21 and up with a valid ID, as long as you have a student ID. I mean, we're thinking about, like, this is, I remember when I was in college at TCU, they did not sell alcohol. And one of the sales teachers, because the thing with, they had a bunch of people that were currently active in the industry where you're professors. And one of them was like, I fight for students I fight for beer to be sold at games every single year because it would make us so much money. But they say, no, we don't want students drinking. And I said, well, they're drinking in the parking lot. Why wouldn't you want them drinking in a spot where they have to be carded and only get 2 and all this other stuff? Universities don't want their students, they don't want to be responsible, right? They don't want any bad things to happen. There's been a lot of bad things that have happened for selling beer at games, and Rice is giving it away for free to students that go to their games.
To be fair,
it's probably just one beer, by the way.
Good job on Rice, because it's hard to be responsible for selling alcohol to children if you don't sell it.
If it's just free.
If you just give it, you can't be responsible for selling it to kids.
You know how crazy that is? There's going to be people like Gonzo's like printing out some student IDs now. They're going to fly. They're going to pay $150 to fly round trip to Houston for free beer. That's an expensive beer. Rod's going to show up. Hey, what's up? Just enrolled. Free beer for Rice's students if they go. Think about how down bad they are getting kids to go to games. I mean, Rice is a high academic institution. They obviously are studying or something too much because they're not going to games.
This looks nothing like our student ID. I'm from out of state.
I am 12. I am 21. I am 21. 21.
Jeez.
They're giving away 500 free t-shirts. They're giving away $15 food truck vouchers. They're giving away free beer. They're giving away free ice cream. I want to know what the stadium looks like against North Texas.
You were doing way too much before the free beer. It's nice. It's great. But you were going above and beyond before the free beer. What made... listen, good on him, I guess.
I want to know. I got to see that game. I got to see how many people are at that game.
Oh, it's going to be packed.
Knowing the Rice students, they're going to show up, they're going to get their free stuff, and then go home.
Is there like a 1/4 mandatory stay? Like, do you have to be there for a certain amount of time? Otherwise, they take the stuff back.
I know there's a lot of like schools in town, like USD, UCSD, and San Diego State, always trying to get their students to go to games. Let's see what the success rate is.
Don't please, for the love of it all, do not do the free beer.
The free beer.
Do everything else, just not the free beer.
I mean, USD has their own beer. They have like a Torero Blonde and a Torero IPA. The percentage on that's like 3%.
Well, that's okay.
You might as well give that away.
Yeah, that you could give away for free.
Seriously. Free beer for the Rice games. That's incredible. Is that not incredible? That's incredible.
I mean,
anyway,
if there's one thing we do know for sure is that Texas never goes overboard on things.
Dude, this is Rice. I mean,
Texas
I forget
and
Rice
Texans
exists.
never go overboard.
I got to see what that game looks like. Need tickets? Visit. Rod and Gonzo have already bought Rice UNT tickets for no reason. Their families are going to be like, where are you going?
Yeah,
Houston
what are we
for free
doing?
beer. What? Excuse me? Comments are insane.
Speaking of which, we haven't checked in on what was it, Texas A&M police?
No, they fired that one guy that bodied up to South Carolina.
Good.
I saw it happen firsthand, and I was watching the game on TV. I'm like, what? What are they doing? We'll get to that in a second. We do have to get back to what Andrew Marchand was talking about. We teased it. Andrew Marchand, who covers a lot of media rights deals for The Athletic, was on with Ben and Woods earlier today, talking about what this new ESPN deal is or was with Major League Baseball. And he had this to say about the question of, will there be more equal TV revenue sharing? That's something we talked about in the last segment.
I mean, there's no way to tell for sure. I think the big thing is the Dodgers, besides their ownership having endless money, is that their cable deal, I think it goes to 2037, is incredible. So theirs isn't going anywhere. It's with Spectrum. They're not going to be filing for bankruptcy. So there's no really mechanism for them to get out of it. That's what's happened with some of the smaller markets where people file for bankruptcy to get out of the contract and try to renegotiate. That's not happening with the Dodgers. So the Dodgers, the Yankees, there's some others. They're not really into this idea of having, I can't speak for the Dodgers actually, but I will say the Yankees I'm pretty certain on. And I presume that I'm correct on the Dodgers in the idea of having all 30 teams just have one central localized agreement where you just buy all the games because the RSN still work to a degree. More for the Dodgers. The Dodgers even have a better situation than the Yankees. The Yankees are still doing very well in New York, and they've remained on basic cable. So to answer your question, for Manfred and company to get that all 30 teams under one roof to sell the local games like he wants to, I think you're probably going to have to see some concessions in terms of revenue sharing or somewhere else in the CBA to make it worth their while, because it doesn't make sense for the Dodgers or the Yankees to get the same amount of local TV right revenue as the Pittsburgh Pirates or the Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, that just doesn't make sense.
Right.
And, people can point to the NFL model. NFL is different than baseball. And so it's going to take some arm twisting and some negotiation. There might be a way to get there, but I've also, there are some teams that are going to be pretty strident against it.
Yeah, we talked about that. Entities.
Yeah, there's no incentive for the bigger markets.
Why would they ever give it up?
Exactly.
There's no reason why they should ever give it up. If I'm the Los Angeles Dodgers and I have this $1 billion TV deal, why would I ever give that up for the betterment of like the Pirates and for all the teams that don't make any money on the TV contract, knowing that we are the, cream of the crop when it comes to Major League Baseball? I mean, they've passed the Yankees, as Andrew Marchand has said.
And the Pirates do have their own television network. They have Root. So they do have their own network.
Yeah, they're not even one of the teams that is struggling as much. Right? So I would never do that if I was the Yankees or the Red Sox or any of these other ones.
Especially, but the Yankees, the Mets and Yankees are in a different situation because unlike the Dodgers, we just lost your camera, by the way.
And I refreshed it.
Unlike the Dodgers, the Yankees and Mets own their television networks. So it's one of their properties. They are putting their product on their network. It's not like Spectrum, where Spectrum is its own thing. The Dodgers are just on Spectrum. So it's a little bit different when it comes to the Mets and Yankees. I don't know who owns NASN for the Red Sox, but that there is a difference there between them.
We have one more clip from Andrew Marchand, and I don't know if we have.
It's almost 3 minutes.
It's 3 minutes. We're going to get to that when we come back. There's a lot going on in Major League Baseball that needs to be discussed over the next 2 years. There's a lot of information that is out there that needs to be curtailed. I mean, Major League Baseball really needs to put things together and get a reset on their product.
They're already working on this stuff, I'm sure.
Well, they have
the players union, stuff like that. But it's just going to show that there is a lot more to this CBA and there's a lot more to this potential lockout than just, can we please have a salary cap? There's a hell of a lot more that goes into this.
They're looking at a salary cap. They're looking at a salary floor as put out by some of these TV contracts. It sounds like they're trying to centralize as much of it as possible. I mean, it just seems like to me that Rob Manfred is trying to make everything like the National Football League. Am I off on that? I mean, it seems like that seems to be the case. And look, the NFL is like well above everybody else in terms of their product. But again, as Andrew Marchand said, I think there's a lot of things that the NFL does that could benefit baseball, but it's different. It's a different sport.
It's hard to put.
It's different.
It's hard to put the genie back in the bottle.
But the other thing too is like they play once a week.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball plays every day. So like you could do the model that the NFL has and have all the games on one day. You can't necessarily do that every single day. Like are you able to do that on cable? If you're Major League Baseball, you can't have every game on two networks.
The only way you can do that is if Major League Baseball buys Spectrum, buys SNY, buys the Yes Network, buys NASN, buys Masson.
I know,
That's
but
the only way they could do it.
What I'm saying is like they can't make a centralized deal unless it's on streaming only.
Right. And that's
or you do like ESPN putting out all these ESPN Plus channels on cable. Because they're going to be like 1,000 different. There's going to have to be 15 different channels for them to be able to watch games.
Yeah, or buy all the local networks. That's the only other way you can do it.
You can look at hockey. I mean, you'd have to look at the hockey in the NBA more than the NFL because of the different games they play, the amount of games they play. We're an hour in the books. When we come back, the Dodgers have the advantage in the new TV deal. Andrew Marchand explains. $11 a.m. on a Thursday. Enrique already hitting the bars. The new bit of Enrique going to PB at random times is hilarious. Why am I so zoomed in, by the way?
You're not. It's funny because on.
What do I look like on YouTube? On YouTube, I look normal right now.
Yeah.
On mine, I'm opposite. Well, I'm not in the. Okay,
Oh,
now
there
I'm
we
back.
go.
And now yours, you look zoomed.
Oh, for God's sake.
But you're not like on the actual YouTube. It doesn't look like you are. It looks like you're normal. You just have to look at your face close up.
Which is something that no one should be.
Well, it's just
forced
you.
to
You're
do.
the only one that has to deal with it.
No, it's not, because even like on my side computer,
I
I
know, but
just
pull up-
flipped it, but now it's flipped on my side computer here.
Pull it up on YouTube.
I know. I'm looking at it on
It's
YouTube.
not. Yeah, it looks normal on YouTube.
Right, but what I'm saying is the computer where the audio comes out of, the laptop here on the side,
Yes, I understand that.
it looks normal, but it's backwards. Like I'm on your side, you're on my side, but on this computer and on YouTube, it's normal.
Interesting. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
StreamYard acting a fool again.
Wasn't technology supposed to make everything easier?
No.
I thought that was I thought that was the bit. I thought that was the draw of it.
It's a foul on technology.
He draws the foul.
Haven't had too many fouls recently.
Did we give a foul to Rice for the free beer?
They probably are getting one free beer. Would be my guess. Do I need to Google this now?
Yes, you kind of do.
Rice free beer. Students drink free on Saturday. Rice football breaking out free beer for the students against North Texas. Okay. I'm trying to see. Like Barstool's got some stuff on there, but they have a lot of wild takes too. I just want to know the information. And now my computer's frozen up. Maybe it's an internet issue. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, here we go. Dallas News. I trust Dallas News. Rice University is pulling out all the stops trying to pack its football stadium this weekend for a matchup against in-state foe North Texas. The Owls, who are 5-5 and 2-4, will be offering a variety of freebies to students in an attempt to fill Rice Stadium for Senior Day against Mean Green. Among the perks for those in attendance with a valid student ID, free beer, free T-shirt, free Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and a $15 food truck voucher.
I just keep hearing free beer.
After reaching an attendance number above 30,000 for the season opener against Houston, Rice has hovered around 20,000 fans a game the rest of the year. Perhaps the extra incentives can add to the environment as Rice attempts to spoil UNT's surprising run.
Go Aztecs in the chat. No. Our IT team is the best in the business. It's the actual technology that is the problem. Do not ever insult our wonderful IT team that puts up with us ever again.
Yeah, so it sounds like, it's just they're giving away free beer. It doesn't say how many.
That's going to be a rude awakening.
When they get one and it's like 4 ounces?
Yeah, when it's one, it's in a thimble, and the guy goes back for another one and goes, oh, no, you have to pay for this one. There's going to be a riot no matter what.
It's either going to be a sober riot or a drunk riot, I guess. I'm just going to kick back and watch. We'll assess fouls later. It's a pre-foul.
It's a preemptive foul.
Do we have a foul on the keep adding fouls. The Grambling State head coach that got kicked out of the game.
No, he served his time.
He left kicking and screaming. I could not believe it. All right, final thing on this Andrew Marchand TV contract, and we'll dive into something else. The last thing Andrew Marchand talked about with Ben and Woods was about, will the Dodgers still have a crazy advantage over everyone with this new TV deal?
Now, this might be a big market bias, but I will say that the Pirates are a bigger issue to me than the Dodgers.
Sure.
The idea that they don't try to win with Paul schemes, to me, is an affront to their fans and the game.
No
now,
doubt.
they're not going to spend what the Dodgers are going to spend, and if the Dodgers taking it to another level, yeah, but I could make an argument for the help. First off, if you look at the champions, like, everyone points out Dodgers have won 2 in a row. Everyone points to the Yankees. The Yankees haven't won since 2009. So that's a long time. So the big bad Yankees never win, at least recently. The Dodgers, of course, are right now just in a different, but they also could have easily lost. They were about 5 inches from losing.
They were.
And on a national level, Colin Cowherd said something that always has resonated with me, talking about the NCAA tournament. And he said that when you get to, everyone loves Cinderella. We all love the early round, somebody wins. But when you get to the Final Four, you look at the ratings. People want Duke, North Carolina.
Yeah.
They don't really want Miami of Ohio or some other team that, in terms of how many people will watch. Those are great stories for diehards. So I think there is an argument to be, and if you look at the national ratings, and with these new deals, NBC and Netflix and ESPN, they all are going to want the Yankees, the Dodgers. Those are the games that are going to, it was kind of interesting. And Netflix they're going to do a Field of Dreams game, the game in Iowa. They used to be on Fox Sports, and I thought it was kind of curious that they're getting the Twins and the Phillies. Like, I don't think, that's a service that most baseball fans aren't thinking of for games. And to put the Twins on there, I'm not sure how well that's going to do, but we'll see. So, yeah, I agree. Look, it's frustrating for San Diego fans to see the Dodgers just keep piling on and piling on. Your team has spent a lot as well that you guys cover. So, look, I think there should be some adjustments, but it also has to be from the bottom. There's just the problems when you do like a salary floor. It's kind of like the luxury tax. It gives a lot of teams excuses just to spend that amount. And I would argue one more thing is that the value, again, you're right, the value in baseball hasn't risen as much as some other sports, but they keep going up. The players don't see they don't get that part of it. They don't get any revenue from that. So the idea that these teams don't have money to spend, to me, is I don't know. It's hard for me to believe.
It's
now,
ludicrous.
again, they have a problem with the media thing. Yeah.
I disagree with him so much.
Did
I disagree with everything he just said.
anyone
There's a
feel
finite amount of money that these organizations make. And the thing is, you don't own a team just to service everybody else. It's a business. These teams need to make money. Does anybody understand that? Does anybody get that?
Did anyone else feel the condescension in that too?
Yeah.
Like when he said, hold on, here it is.
Your team has spent a lot as well.
Yep.
That you
Your team has spent a lot as well.
It's so bad, dude. Oh, it's the Pirates' fault. It's really the Pirates' fault. Are the Pirates bad in this? Yes. But to say it's the Pirates' fault is an absolute joke, and I'm tired of hearing it. It's a joke. Are the Pirates spending all of the resources they can to help win? Probably not.
But also, no one wants to see the Minnesota Twins is because there's nobody on the Minnesota Twins that is worth seeing. Because they don't get promoted.
What's
stars
the
don't get
point?
promoted.
What's the point in playing professional sports if all we care about is 4 teams in every sport because their uniforms are iconic and because they were the only teams around when this sport started? If that's the case, what are we even doing? It's the same as college football. College football and baseball are the exact same.
The Pirates have had some of the most iconic names on their team. Roberto Clemente.
I know, but
how can you say then? How can you leave them out of the argument of they're not iconic? They are. They had one of the biggest runs in baseball history with the We Are Family Pirates, Willie Stargell. Like, come on. It's you can take that so many different ways to prove that he's wrong.
I mean, Colin Cowherd says that. My thing is the league, professional and college sports league, should not be directed towards highest ratings. It doesn't make any sense. That's not, I know it's a business, but if that is the case, then why even have playoffs? Why don't you just do what they do in college football? That's why nobody ever wants to change what's going on in college football, because it's a pageant. It's for entertainment. It's not the best teams. These are the teams that have the most fans, and we make our money when people watch these games. Just flat out say it. But the problem is they won't say that, because then they will lose the audience in San Diego. They will lose the audience in all of these markets they don't care about, because they're like, why would I watch?
Right.
I know the results of this.
What we're seeing in JH in the chat, we're not saying that the Pirates aren't a problem. What we're saying is the Pirates are just as big a problem as the Dodgers are.
But even if the Pirates spent every dime that they made on their roster, you know what would happen? They would still not get enough, because the Dodgers have more money to spend. They have more money to spend.
What?
They have more money to spend. I don't understand why people don't understand that concept. Their budgets are bigger. They can spend more money and make a lot more money. They're both making the same. They're probably making the same percentages when it comes to revenue. They have the ability to spend more to make their business better. But to sit there and say it's like the Pirates, well, the Pirates need to start spending more money. How much money they got? Seriously. I mean, we can pull up that Forbes graph again. Are they spending under where they should be? Yeah, but how about this? How many people have criticized the Padres for spending way too much?
Yeah.
How many times? The Padres are spending money, and everybody says how foolish and stupid it is that they have spent all this money, and they can't do that as a small market team. They can't spend all this money. Well, then which one is it? Like, they criticize the Padres for spending money, but then they go like, well, these guys need to spend more. I mean, how much do they need to spend? And then the thing that didn't make any sense from Andrew Marchand on that last clip was, well, the problem with the salary floor is it gives teams the excuse to only get to that point. Well, you know what? At least whatever you set that floor as,
yeah, it's a more competitive
At least
point.
You're making them spend money. If you set the floor at $150 million, or you could set the floor at whatever. I don't even care. Set it at $180 million. Even if they just spend $180 million, guess what they're doing? They're spending $100 million more than what they're currently spending right now. I don't get it. I mean, this is the same people in college athletics that go, San Diego State should never be in the Final Four because people on the East Coast don't know who they are and don't want to watch you. In what world does that make sense for sports? The sport should be about watching the best teams play, regardless of what their jerseys say. But we have now come to a point where we're letting TV convince us that we just want to see teams with the right logo in the championship. I mean, here's the deal. There's the logic with this that they always put together. If the Yankees and the Red Sox were the two worst teams in Major League Baseball,
they'd be on Sunday Night Baseball.
They would still get better ratings than everybody else because of their logos, and people that just are casual fans will always, it's Yankees, Red Sox. I don't really know the difference. If that is what you want to do, which is fine, make your business like that, just say it. We'd rather just have these 6 teams in the World Series every year. We'd rather just have these 6 teams. We just want to have scripted sports. We don't want to see, nobody likes a Cinderella because it takes away from the 2 juggernaut teams. I find those games to be boring. But maybe that's just me. I don't know.
What was one of the most exciting runs in college basketball in the tournament in the last couple of years? When Florida Gulf Coast went on that improbable run, knocking off big team after big team after big team. You mean to tell me that to see a number 16 seed in the national championship game trying to finish the dream wouldn't draw ratings? Come on. Really?
I don't understand the logic from national pundits. Even if the Pirates spent all the money they got on a roster, they'd still be way short of where the Dodgers are at, and that is where the problem is. Yes, it's a problem that the Pirates are not really trying too hard, but even if they did that, where's that Forbes graphic? What was it? MLB team revenues?
Yeah. I think you had that, yeah.
2024. That's most valuable teams. I don't care about valuable teams. I had it a long time ago. But they had like the revenue of each team generated. Yeah, here it is. Let's look at the Pirates. Okay. The Pirates are definitely spending underneath their means, right? They're spending 34% of their payroll. Or sorry, 34% of the revenue on their payroll. Their revenue is $326 million. Even if
What was the Dodgers' revenue?
the Dodgers' revenue was $752 million.
Wow, it's almost like
Even
less
if
than half of their
Right.
revenue.
Even if the Pirates spent every dime that they made, which they can't do, nobody can do that, except for the Mets because Cohen's just writing blank checks. He's just eating money. Even if the Pirates spent $326 million of their revenue, they still wouldn't be able to reach what the Dodgers had on their payroll. The Dodgers spent $549 million on their payroll. The Pirates spent $112 million. If the Pirates spent every single dime that they earned in revenue, not profit, just in revenue. They have expenses too, by the way. But if they put the $326 million they got in revenue and put it just into their roster, they are still over $200 million less of a payroll than the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's not the same. They can't do it. They can't do it. It's the same thing with these local colleges. You want to talk about San Diego State basketball? San Diego State basketball is doing the best they can at trying to pump money into their team. But they can't get players at the same price as other teams. Like, there's local teams in town. There's like college baseball right now is crazy. College baseball right now, you have a situation in which now you can have as many scholarships as possible. Okay, you can have 36 scholarships. Certain schools are only giving their staff still 13 scholarships. And if you're at a school that costs a lot of money, you have to convince a kid to get a third of a scholarship and then have to pay $90,000 in tuition to play there, where schools that have endless amounts of money that can give full scholarships can then pay for that kid to go to school. And they're not going to, they could pay him like $30,000. The kid's not worth $30,000, but he's going to take the full scholarship and then the $30,000 to go play for the team that's got the most money. It's the same thing with the Dodgers.
If they spend money, they'd create more revenue.
That's not a guarantee. There's a cap on these revenue.
There's so many chats here that I love reading. It's not about how you spend the money. No matter what you spend, players still have to perform. That is true. If you spend more money, they create more revenue. Guys, like,
even if they created more revenue, how much more revenue do they need to generate to get to that level?
Spend 120 and they'd make more.
I would say the Padres have been incredibly successful at selling out their ballpark. We talked about this. Their revenue was $432 million. They spent almost 65% of their revenue on their payroll, and it's still not enough. It's still not enough. To ask the Padres to spend more on their players when they're already spending 64% of their revenue on their roster, and they still don't have enough, there's proportions. And the Dodgers could definitely spend more. Watch them go sign Kyle Tucker this offseason. You can say what you want about some of these small market teams and not spending money. And they do have to spend money. But to say that everybody can do what LA and New York can do is asinine. There's not enough. They will never make enough to make that happen.
And that's why having the conversation of, oh, well, the salary floor is going to give them an excuse to only spend that much. The point is it's closer to what the bigger teams are spending. It's closer to the top of the salary cap. Right now, they have no incentive to get close to the top teams. You're giving them the incentive, and by keeping the salary cap and floor so close, that will naturally create parity in the league. There are going to be teams that are going to just sit and bottom feed at the bottom. But they're going to have to spend the money to be able to stay there and remain competitive with the big teams. There's no incentive for them to do that right now.
There is no incentive to do that right now.
Have a low floor. Now, if the cap is $200 million and the floor is $150, that's a $50 million separation between the most expensive teams and the least expensive teams.
I have this argument.
Close.
It is.
That's one superstar.
We got to take a break. Again, we looking at the value. People just think that these guys are making so much money that they could just spend on everybody. They can't. They can't. Do they lie sometimes? Yeah. But to say that they can do exactly what everybody else does is not true. And TV contracts have a major cause in that. We'll discuss further when we continue on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego Sports Station 97.3 The Fan. This hour of Sports Talk is brought to you by SD Collectibles. Get ready, sports and Pokemon collectors. SD Collectibles Card Show is back at Liberty Station with over 100 vendor tables. November 22nd, 23rd, find sports cards, Pokemon memorabilia, and more. Visit SDCollectibles.com for info. That's SDCollectibles.com. You can take a look at the NHL limits that they have. They have a floor and they have a cap. And it's within $20 million for most of them. $25 million. Last season, salary cap was $88 million. The salary floor was $65 million. This season in the NHL, the cap's at $95 million and the floor's at $70 million. I don't think anybody that's saying there should be a salary floor is saying that, they should put it at $70 million. I don't really care what you put the salary floor at. But to say that everybody can do, again, what the Dodgers are doing is utterly ridiculous. And what really sparked this was the last clip that Andrew Marchand had on Ben Woods. It's a lot of stuff that we disagree with. Frank, you've broken that up into a couple of different spots.
Oh, no, I was going to say, we'll just play it again, and if you want, we could just tell me when to pause, and we could break it down.
Yeah, let's go through this again. Here's Andrew Marchand talking about, will the Dodgers still have an advantage with the new TV deal?
Now, this might be a big market bias, but I will say that the Pirates are a bigger issue to me than the Dodgers.
Pause that. No, they're not.
They're
an issue. They're not a bigger issue.
They're just as big. It's the same problem.
It's the same. They're spending only 34% of their revenue, according to Forbes, on their payroll. It needs to be higher. They're spending $112 million. Now, there's other teams on there. Like somebody said in the chat that the floor should be $250 million. Well, the Rays and the Rays are making $297 million in revenue. This is not profit. This is revenue. So if they spend $250 million on their payroll, that leaves them with $47 million left over for other expenses. Are any of the owners making any money in that particular sense? Probably not. Let's play that other clip. Let's play a little bit more because I think Jennifer Petrie's calling in.
Yeah.
Here's what Andrew Marchand also had to say.
The idea that they don't try to win with Paul Skeens, to me, is an affront to their fans and the game. They're not going to spend what the Dodgers are going to spend, and that the Dodgers taking it to another level. Yeah, but I could make an argument for the help. First off, if you look at the champion, everyone points out Dodgers have won 2 in a row. Everyone points to the Yankees. Yankees haven't won since 2009. So that's a long time. So the big bad Yankees never win, at least recently. The Dodgers, of course, are right now just in a different, but they also could have easily lost. It was about 5 inches from losing.
They were.
And on a national level, Colin Cowherd said something that always has resonated with me, talking about the NCAA tournament. And he said that when you get to, everyone loves Cinderella. We all love the early round, somebody wins. But when you get to the Final Four, you look at the ratings. People want Duke, North Carolina. Yeah. They don't really want Miami of Ohio or some other team that, in terms of how many people will watch.
Stop it. Creating a league that's just based on TV ratings is not a competitive league. And if that's the case, why even play the games? I mean, I could talk about that with college football ad nauseum. Why even let anybody play aside from the top half of the SEC and the Big Ten? What's the point of playing?
And he's right in the fact that the Pirates not trying to win with Paul Skeens is an embarrassment. He's 100% right about that. But it's also it's also just as big a problem that now we're talking about Paul Skeens getting traded to one of the big markets, and the only teams that will be able to afford him at what he is going to be worth are 2, 3, 4 teams. That's also just as big a problem.
Right.
They know they can't keep him.
100%. I go back to the thing. Like somebody was like, well, what about the $80 million the Pirates made in revenue sharing? There's pocket. That is included on that $326 million.
Yes.
That is all 2024 revenue. That is all 2024 revenue that the Pirates had. That's the money they brought in. There's no secret little funds anywhere else. They get $326 million in revenue before expenses. And they spent 112 of it on their payroll. Again, this is you start breaking down the money you're running out of funds for a lot of these organizations very quickly. I mean, we talk about the Padres. They have like maybe $30 million to spend. They are spending at a high level, and they're spending, at least in 2024, they spent 64% of their revenue on their roster, which is great for fans. But then every time it's asked for more and more and more. Even if they spent all of their money, they still couldn't reach what the Dodgers spent on their payroll. Even if they spent every dime that they earned, they still can't reach that level. That is why there needs to be changes.
Yes, and that is why we're talking about needing a salary cap and a salary floor. Is because you cannot have
Correct.
one or two teams outspending on 1 year of salary what 5 or 6 teams make over the course of a year. You can't do that.
It's just, we know the Pirates are pocketing money. We understand that. But we're also saying is even if they didn't, even if they spent everything that they could, they still couldn't compete with LA or the Mets or the Yankees or any of these other teams that are making so much more in money. Yes, they need to spend more money. I agree with you. But to say that they are the problem more than the team that is spending more than anybody else can is a fallacy. Yes, they do need to spend more money. But at the same time, they can only spend what they have. They're not just going to pull. Like everybody thinks that these owners, like, well, this owner's worth some 1 point whatever billion dollars. Being worth something, that is the assets that you own. That is not liquid funds. And a lot of these ownership groups, the asset that they have that gives them the most is the team that they own.
Mm-hmm.
What are they taking money out of that and trying to pay? That is the asset they own. It's not liquid assets.
And again, you got to remember, because we do have to go to break here, that what they're paying out of that revenue and what is not going to payroll is going to gas for their chartered plane. It's going
the
to
chartered plane. Hotel,
it's going to hotels.
Stadium upkeep.
It's going to maintenance. It's going to concessions, food concessions. It's going to the jerseys that you buy at the team store. It's going to the hats that you buy at the
everybody
team store.
That works in the organization.
It's going to the giveaways. It's going to office and worker payroll. That's where all of that other money is going. It's not going to the pocket of the owner. It's going to make sure that you have the best possible experience you have at the ballpark.
And my thing is, how much should an owner of a business make? How much of the profit should he make? He owns the business. If you owned your own business and you were a wealthy person, wouldn't you why wouldn't you want to make money on the business that you owned? It's funny to me on the people that are allowed to make money on this planet and the people that aren't. We need to take a break. When we come back, there's a big volleyball game tonight at the University of San Diego. Head coach at USD, Jennifer Petrie, will join us next on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. It's not over yet. In fact, we got a guest. All guests on 97 through the Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with the crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. And it is my pleasure to have on the show the head coach of the women's volleyball team at the University of San Diego. She has put together a great program here in town. She has used a lot of great local talent as well. Coming off of a Final Four run in 2022, her team has won 14 straight in West Coast Conference play. They're trying to win a West Coast Conference championship game tonight at the Jenny Craig Pavilion. Game will start at 7 o'clock as University of San Diego Toreros take on the Pepperdine Waves. Should be a fun one tonight at the JCP. A local product herself, Jennifer Petrie, joins us on the Braden Surprenant Show. Jen, what's going on? How you doing on a Thursday?
Oh, this is excellent. I'm so excited to be talking with you, and even more excited that we get an opportunity tonight to play for a conference championship.
Yeah, it should be a fun time tonight, and hopefully we can get a lot of people out there to help support USD women's volleyball. You're one win away from clinching the West Coast Conference title and returning to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2022. How are you approaching this Pepperdine match with the team, knowing what's at stake, but also trying to keep things normal since you have a couple of games after this one to finish out the regular season?
Exactly. I mean, that certainly has been the focus going into this match because we realize what the outcome means, but we've really talked about process over outcome right now. We have to execute and we have to remain steady. And, this is not in any way going to be an easy match. We don't expect to run through them, but we expect to play the way we've done all season. And we've been in a lot of tough matches where the resiliency was really shown through. And so, we're approaching it just like we've done every match, one at a time, one play at a time, reset, refocus, and just go on the attack.
We've talked about it a lot on this show. It's hard to win conference games. It's hard to win conference games on the road for any collegiate sport. And you guys have won 14 straight matches in conference, longest streak since that historic 2022 Final Four season. What's the biggest key to sustaining this level of consistency over nearly 2 months of conference play?
I think, like I said, the biggest key is to stay in the now and just be present with what we're doing and not thinking about what's next. As soon as you're either thinking behind or getting too far ahead, that's when you miss plays. And we have to be sure that we know and execute what the game plan is in that very moment. So we try not to don't even pay attention to the score right now. Let's just pay attention to what you need to do in this offensive play, in this touch, and to succeed and execute in this moment.
We're talking with Jennifer Petrie. She is the head coach of the women's volleyball program over at the University of San Diego. Big match tonight against Pepperdine. Let's talk about some of your players. I mean, you got some sophomores on your team that are playing like they've played college volleyball for 4 or 5 years. Kylie Monday with 4 Setter of the Week awards. Isabel Clark coming off another Offensive Player of the Week honor. How have you seen the sophomore group or your girls grow into impact players this season?
I know. I think that, since last year when they were freshmen and they were kind of thrown into the fire, got some experience and were very close to making the tournament last year. They came in this next season knowing that that experience that they gained through our conference play last year, and then also having an opportunity to play in Berlin this summer in the World University Games, gave them a lot of confidence. And I think that they are playing at a much higher level than they have yet. And instead of just learning how to do their skills, they're learning how to play as a team.
Nemo Beach continues to put up huge numbers too. 415 kills, second in the West Coast Conference in kills per set. Players like Bailey Sparks, Lauren Lynch have elevated things defensively in recent weeks. How important has the late season defensive push been, especially in all these 5-set matches you've been able to pull out?
Yeah, it's exciting to see how these players are developing mid to late season right now. And you mentioned Bailey Sparks, you mentioned Lauren Lynch, Ava Durgan. We are getting output and we're getting defense from players that have made us a lot more diverse. So we're not a 1 or 2 person offense, and certainly not a defense that relies on just 1 or 2 people. So it's pretty special that all of them are contributing to the success.
You're from San Diego originally, went to high school here, came back to coach, obviously, at the University of San Diego. Has had a great career as a head coach. And a lot of the programs at the University of San Diego that have had a lot of success have head coaches that are from San Diego. How much of an advantage is it to sell your hometown when you go out there and recruit to help build this volleyball program?
That's a good question because, I spent 10 years away. I was at the University of North Carolina. I was at Indiana State, went to school in Virginia. But having that experience of being other places, I can honestly say there's no better place to live and to go to school and to have an opportunity to spend your life in San Diego. So we all know that San Diego sells itself. Certainly the university is so academically renowned, as well as the fact that we have so many strong athletic programs here at USD, and an incredible athletic director in Kimmy Massey, and our President Harris is one of the best leaders that I have seen at any high education.
We're talking with Jennifer Petrie, the head coach of the women's volleyball team for the University of San Diego. Big match tonight. A win gets them the West Coast Conference Championship. Very tough opponent in Pepperdine tonight as well. It will start at 7:00 on ESPN Plus. Jen, you've been at USD for nearly 3 decades now. You've built this into one of the elite programs on the West Coast. But what has made the 2022 team, what has made the 2025 team, this current team, so special for you personally?
I think that, like I said, when we went to Berlin this summer and represented USA, we shared something so unique, and certainly not something I didn't expect ever in my career to represent our country. But, that experience has created a bond and a memory that we carried on, and we knew was going to, catapult us into a really great opportunity this season. And so we grew really close, really fast before our season even started. And now, I have a couple players that were in that Final Four run who are really eager to lead this program back to the legacy that we have had. And it's a special time for us to know, okay, we did that back then, but what are we going to do now? And I'm always thinking, you're only as good as what you do going forward. And these girls have really made me proud.
I got one last question for you. I ran into you at a high school volleyball game earlier this year. You're also mom to some daughters that play volleyball. How difficult is it for you to go from coach to mom and not, when you watch your daughters play, let their coaches coach? I mean, is that difficult for you to do, to watch from a side when you spend so many years coaching, obviously girls now this age, for so long?
Yeah, I think, probably asking them would be the best, but yeah, it's extremely difficult because I have feedback just like I would my own players. And, I have to remember that sometimes they just want to hear me say, that was fun watching you play today, and not what I can do better. But they make me proud all the time. My daughter was just first team all league as a freshman here in San Diego at Point Loma High School, and I couldn't be more proud. And they're open to feedback. They're growing just like these young ladies here at USD. And so it's an honor for me to not only have great women here on my college team, but to be raising 2 of my own.
Trying to get a lot of people to go to the game tonight. Jen, what's the key points against Pepperdine tonight? Obviously a really good volleyball program as coached by Scott Wong. The last team that beat you in conference play, even though it was last year, should be a fun one tonight. What should fans expect that are coming to the JCP tonight to watch your girls take on Pepperdine?
Yeah, we're going to attack from the end line with our serve. We have to get them off the net. Some of their key players, their middles, their offense is quick when they're on the net. Their setter likes to hit on too. So really attacking them and getting them out of system is key. Kind of running our diverse offense. We call our offense USD fast. So you'll see a lot of fast sets and reversing the flow so that, we can keep their blockers and hopefully isolate some of our hitters.
Jennifer, thanks again for the time. We really appreciate it. And good luck tonight. We'll look forward to watching your girls play. I'm excited. Thank you so much. Jennifer Petrie, head coach of the USD women's volleyball program, joining us on the Braden Surprenant show. And just had so much success at the University of San Diego with the program that she had. I had to get the question in about the local team. Like USD's best teams on campus are coached by San Diegans. When you think about USD athletics right now, the teams that are at the top, USD women's volleyball, as we just mentioned with Jennifer Petrie, she went to Mount Carmel High School. She knows how to recruit this area. You could say what you want. Like, even though Brian Quinn is not necessarily from San Diego, he spent so much time in San Diego now. He's almost basically a local anyway. And he has done a great job recruiting local talent for the soccer team. They're in the NCAA tournament. You can talk about Brock Ungrich with the baseball program. He went to Mission Bay High School. He has had a lot of success. And now a new coach at the University of San Diego in the women's soccer program, Greg Laporte from Poway High School. And all of these teams are blossoming with local people and knowing how to sell and knowing how to recruit San Diego. It's a great asset. I mean, especially for volleyball. Are you kidding me? Think about all the great places for volleyball. Like Nebraska. Where would you rather be in November? Lincoln, Nebraska, or San Diego, California if you're a college kid? Forget about it.
Question.
Answer, Daily Double. What?
Do I like corn?
No.
San Diego.
Well, you do know the legendary Nebraska Cornhusker volleyball coach who just recently retired is a San Diego guy. Take that for its worth. He used to be when he was like teaching he used to teach at Uni High School back in the day. He was the defensive coordinator in the 80s for like 2 or 3 years. He was, from what I've been told, not a great defensive coordinator for football. But you know what? That's because he was a hell of a volleyball coach. I find that story to be funny every time I hear it. I do want to mention, you can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL and CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. I enjoy watching volleyball. I think it's fun.
Never been one of those sports that I've gotten into, but it's not like you'd have to drag me to a game.
What are you doing tonight?
Sounds like getting dragged to a volleyball game.
Yeah, you kids go to a volleyball game. It's fun. High octane, high energy. It's a great time. And if you got anybody driving around that's got daughters playing volleyball, if you want to watch volleyball at a high level, you go to the game tonight at the Jenny Craig Pavilion.
I'm building a show for tomorrow. That's what I'm doing.
You could do that. You know what? We can get you a media pass. They got they can put you at the scores table. You would have to dodge getting hit by volleyballs while you work on it, but you can work on the show. I have an open space next to me. You can sit next to me if you want. Throw you on headset. You could be the analyst.
Sit next to you all day long.
That's
Why would
right.
I not want to sit next to you more?
You know what? Yeah. Yeah, they said in the chat, volleyball is low-key hype. It is. Volleyball's fun. It's a fun sport. It's back and forth. It's high octane. It's great stuff. So I'll be there tonight calling the game on ESPN Plus. So if you can't make it, you can watch it on ESPN Plus. All right, a couple of things that we got to get to. I do want to get to this, getting value for your money in terms of what Eno Sarris put out for bang for your buck, free agencies. We got latest news and rumors from free agency as well for Major League Baseball. We kind of spent most of the time on the new MLB TV rights. Correct, Frank?
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time on that already. Later on, we're going to get to the sports thread in the next segment. We do want to talk about the AFC and NFC playoff races. We got college football picks with Skylar coming up as well. But I
actually picked the games this week.
I know, I saw that. You picked most of the games I would have picked anyway.
Well, there you go.
So it works out.
See how that works?
I have to say, what people, and maybe we have to over-explain this. We agree that the Pirates should be spending more money.
Yes.
But our argument is, even if they spent 100% of the revenue, they're still not competing.
Right.
That's the conversation.
Correct.
That's why there needs to be a cap. Because not everybody's going to make the same amount of money, especially not with the TV revenue that certain entities have. Should they be spending more? Absolutely. You can make the floor $200 million. I don't care. Make it whatever you want. Make the ceiling $210. But at the end of the day, yes, the Pirates are a problem. They're not the biggest problem. They're not the biggest problem. There's a lot of other problems for baseball. And the whole argument is, even if these smaller teams spend every dime, which they would not make any, this is just on payroll, not including expenses. They'd have to take loans out to run the team. And I think people are just suspect to they didn't open their books, so we don't know how much money they're actually making. I think it's just kind of an imagination of, they got to be making billions upon billions of dollars. They're not necessarily doing that. 833-288-973, 833-288-973. We get to the sports thread when we come back.
From the beaches to the ballparks, from the gas lamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime use.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
New lunchtime hour on 97.3 The Fan. This hour is brought to you by Toyota of Poway, voted San Diego's number one Toyota dealer by USA Today. It's the season to save at Toyota Poway. The Black Friday sales event is on with brand new Toyotas in stock and ready to roll. Hurry to Toyota Poway or ToyotaPoway.com and drive home happy this holiday. Kixie's playing Christmas music already. Saw that.
I hate that.
Excuse me?
Christmas music before Thanksgiving should not be allowed.
All right.
Before Thanksgiving.
We're going to have to reel you back in. Okay, Corporate Frank needs to get locked in here. They are one of our Odyssey stations.
I know. I'm not knocking that. I'm knocking the idea of playing Christmas music before Thanksgiving. That's it. The overarching idea.
I agree. At the same time, like, I don't want to listen to it yet, but I want to know, like, when they started. When did they start? Because I was informed the other day that
I
Kixie
heard
had
it on
Christmas music.
Tuesday.
You heard it on Tuesday.
I heard it on Tuesday, yeah.
I think as soon as they put a Christmas tree in there, it started immediately.
I mean, I can't say anything about the Christmas decorations. We put up our tree at like the 1st of November. So, like,
did you really?
Yes.
I was going to ask about that
because we have a giant tree.
Hang on. By the way, that's a foul in itself.
Why?
You have 2 fouls today, by the way.
What did I do?
He draws the foul.
Do you know what day today is?
It's the 20th of November, Thursday.
What's the date on our show?
I didn't notice. I'm sorry.
Somebody
bad.
put it in the chat earlier.
That's cool.
It's like, I don't know if you noticed, but like today's the 20th and you guys already had a 19th show.
He draws the foul.
Okay. So what's the second foul I have?
That was the foul. And then the second foul is the Christmas tree on November 1st.
Allow me to explain.
Yeah, go ahead. Explain to me
why
you think it's okay to put a Christmas tree up before the turkey.
We have a big tree.
How big is it?
It's about a 10-foot tree.
Wow, 10-footer, huh?
It's wide, too.
And it's wide. Nice.
This tree came pre-lit, so all the lights were on it. When we got it new, that was the big draw for it. We didn't have to put lights on the tree every single year.
Yeah, that's great. We love that.
2 years ago, as I lost 135 pounds, so did our tree when we cut all of those lights off because so many of them were out and we couldn't figure out where like the missing link was.
You decided to cut the lights off instead of just string new lights. Well, you don't like string the lights.
We took the lights off.
How long did you have the tree?
And now we've had this pretty much ever since we've been here.
How many years?
Probably
Why didn't
20 years?
We got to slow you down a second. Why didn't you just buy a new one?
These are questions that I ask that I
why didn't you just buy a new tree?
I would have done that. I'm saying this is what my parents did.
Okay, so you bought the fake tree so you didn't have to hang the lights. Fine, fair enough. They went
through the tree and cut all the trees out. And
they cut wait a minute.
They cut the lights out. They cut the lights off the tree, which drastically reduced the weight of that tree, by the way, because that was one reason I hated that tree so much is because it was so heavy.
You know, they make newer, lighter weight fake trees that have the lights on them already, right?
I've had these conversations already. I understand it. Yes.
There's a lot to unpack here on this.
So now my parents bought 5 boxes of lights
to hang on the tree.
Yes, to put on the tree.
What are we doing? Marchese family, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
So they wanted to bring the tree down early this year because we usually wait until the middle of December to put the tree up. And
See,
at that point,
that's too late.
And at that point,
What's the point of having it up?
After putting the tree up, after stringing all the lights together, it's up for like 2 weeks before we take the thing down.
And then you got to take everything down.
Exactly.
This feels like a Seinfeld episode.
So
we're reacting like Jerry.
We put it up early this year, so at least we had time to enjoy the tree. So our tree and our Christmas stuff are already out.
But let me get this straight. You bought the fake tree.
Yes.
That had the lights already installed.
You're preaching to the choir here, my guy.
I got to reiterate this for the audience. So you bought the fake tree.
Yes.
With the lights.
Yes.
So you didn't have to hang lights on the tree.
Yes.
Okay. And then the lights went out, and you've had this tree for how many years?
It's been like a 15-year tree.
15 years.
Yeah. It's a long-listed tree here.
15 years you've had this tree.
Yes.
And with newer, lighter weight, and he's like, well, thank God we cut the lights off because now it became too heavy.
It was really stupidly
They have
heavy.
newer, lightweight trees that have the lights on them that are probably not. It's probably time to get a new tree.
My grandparents' tree is on wheels.
Oh, it's your grandparents' tree.
No, my grandparents in New York,
Oh.
their tree is on wheels.
You can roll
They're
it around.
old. They're in their 80s. They bring it downstairs. They bring it up from the basement, and all they have to do is flip the tree, take the bag off, and flip the tree over, roll it into the spot that they want it in, and then when they're done, flip the tree back over and roll it back downstairs. That's all they have to do.
It's time for a new Christmas tree, Mark.
I know
it is. I can't believe. I mean, so you did all that, and now you still have the same tree,
City
and you're
lights.
still hanging the lights on it.
City lights. I will do whatever you need me to do to get a tree. Like, I will do whatever marketing you need. Just please convince my parents. My parents love your store. Convince my parents to get a new tree.
Go Aztecs in the chat because his mom didn't want to buy a new tree from a salesperson in yellow pants.
Dad. I got the yellow pants bit late, but yes.
I can't believe that story. By the way, I agree with
this is my life.
Brenton Ford in the chat too. You get a foul for saying you can't bitch about the Christmas music when you put your Christmas tree up on the 1st of November.
I just explained why we did it.
I understand that, but at
I'm
that
the
point,
one that's taking it downstairs.
You should be like, you know what? I'm not going to throw rocks when I live in a glass house.
At my point,
you have a Christmas tree up at your house, and you're complaining that Kixie is already playing Christmas music before Thanksgiving.
My tree does not play Mariah Carey 24/7.
I bet you that you can find a tree on Amazon that can do that.
I bet you I can, and I'm not getting it.
I bet you could.
My tree does not play Mariah Carey and Michael Bublé on repeat.
I think if you want to start putting up winter decorations, it's probably fair. I think it's okay.
Winter decorations if they're not
like
Christmas
pine needles
decorations
and stuff. Like you could put up the pine needles.
What do pine needles come off of? By the way, allergic.
A pine
Thank
tree.
You.
It comes on a pine tree.
Right. And
you
what
can
is
have
a Christmas
winter
tree?
decorations without like the tinsel and the.
Oh, we don't put any of that nonsense
all that
up.
stuff.
We get like lights and like centerpieces and stuff.
Yeah, you could do the centerpiece. You could put lights on pine tree needles, and it's like wintry. It's fun. You could do that.
What is lights on pine tree? What is
you
lights
could do
on
that now?
What
There's
is
lights outside all the time.
What
it's not just
is
lights on a tree is not just Christmas time.
What is
you
lights
can do
on
that.
a pile of pine needles?
You start hanging
it is
ornaments,
lights
it's
on
too
a
much.
tree.
No. You can do some wintry things. It's like fall. Like pumpkins are fall decorations. If they're not carved, it's still fall. It's not Halloween stuff.
What is a winter
Garland.
decoration? Do you want me?
Garland is winter. You
What
can
do you
do
put
stuff
up-
for garland and pine cones and all that sort of
No,
stuff.
pine cones are fall.
No, you can use pine cones in the
Pine
wintertime.
cones, pine cones are fall.
You can use
what
pine
do you want
cones
me
in
to
the
do as a
wintertime.
winter decoration? You want me to flood my backyard and freeze it over?
You can't do that here. It's not going to freeze.
Then
You
please
can keep
explain
up like the
to
pine
me
needles and stuff like that without having the Christmas stuff on.
Explain to
I'm
me
trying to.
how Saquon has an ice rink out in front of its casino every year.
Because instead of putting
Or
money,
whichever one
instead of
is
putting
it-
money into their payroll because there's no salary cap or floor, they put into the ice rink.
Jocelyn's yelling at us in the chat. She was just here earlier today picking up Disney tickets.
I'm just saying, you have pine cone garland with lights up. That's not Christmas stuff. That's just wintry stuff. I think that's fine.
No, it's called
but
an allergen to me.
You could not put up a Christmas tree until Thanksgiving week. I think
Normally,
Thanksgiving week is fine.
I would agree.
Black Friday should be the first day it's allowed. Totally fine. As soon as you put the Thanksgiving leftovers in the fridge, bang.
Normally,
you can put up all the Christmas stuff you want. You can have hot cocoa with marshmallows. You can add peppermint to your coffee. I don't care. You can put Christmas music on. I don't care.
Normally,
it needs to be as soon as whatever. But you're complaining about Kixie playing Christmas music as you have a Christmas tree up in your house right now.
And why did I put the Christmas tree up? Because I didn't want to bring it downstairs. I didn't want that looming over me. They told me, hey, you want to bring it down soon? I just brought it down at that moment. My dad then got mad at me for bringing it down at that moment because now I have to put the lights on. No, you don't. You could have just let it sit in the bag next to the couch. You could have done that. You didn't have to put the tree up and put the lights on the tree at 9:00 at night when I brought the tree down.
This is a George Costanza story. I mean, just top-notch Costanza right now. Jocelyn, please save me from this. Jocelyn in Oceanside.
I'm not going to say. You guys both sound like two grumpy old men sitting on your porch complaining about Christmas.
Just after Thanksgiving. It's fine. You know what? The turkey needs his day. He needs his day.
You know what?
I agree.
The turkey needs his day.
Foul on Frank.
Oh,
you were talking junk about Kixie playing Christmas too early, and then you're bringing your super wide 10-foot tree out on November 1st. That is a huge foul.
Huge foul. Tag it.
Hit the button. Somebody
hit the button.
He draws
There we
the
go.
foul.
There we go. Thank you. Finally. Yeah, Frank. No. Just say you love Christmas. It's fine.
I don't mind Christmas.
I don't mind
Christmas.
Junk about Kixie.
I don't mind Christmas, but again, I'm the one, and Jocelyn, thank you for the call.
Thank you for the call, Jocelyn.
We
love when Jocelyn
I'm the one that has to bring the tree down. I'm the one that has to carry those heavy bags. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it, period.
You're going to have to do it. And the
I
earlier
know.
to do
That's
it,
why
the better.
I just did it when I was asked instead of, hey, in a couple weeks, we got to bring the tree down. I'm like, I'm not going to want to do it in a couple weeks. I'll just do it now because I don't want to do it now either.
Go Aztecs. I'm fearful of Jocelyn. She's always lurking. Always lurking. Go Jocelyn is right.
It's even scarier.
Frank Grinch.
It's even scarier because, again, she was here earlier today. She was lurking here earlier today.
Can you really call Frank a Grinch when he's got a Christmas tree up at his house already on November 1st?
I don't mind the tree being up. I don't mind it. I like Christmas.
Did you decorate the tree or just put the lights on it?
It's decorated. Everything it's ready to go. I have done my Bumble bit, which is put the star on top of the tree.
My Bumble bit?
You don't remember the Bumble?
No.
From Rudolph?
What are you talking about? You mean like the Abominable Snowman?
Chat, educate this man.
What are you talking about?
Educate this man on the Bumble from Rudolph.
The Bumble?
Please. Yes.
I don't remember this at all.
The Bumble. Come on.
Nobody knows what it is either.
Look up the Bumble from Rudolph right now.
The Bumble?
Yes.
I'm so lost, and so is David Vu. Bumble? Rudolph. What are we talking about here? The Abominable Snowman. That's what I said.
That was his name. It was the Bumble.
It's Abominable Snowman is what I know him as. I don't know.
His name was the Bumble.
I remember him being called the Abominable Snowman. Nobody has any idea what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
Johnson doesn't know. David Vu doesn't know. The Rankin Bass cart.
Hold on. I'm putting it up. I'm putting it up on screen right now.
Yeah, we know what this guy looks like. He's the Abominable Snowman. Nobody has any idea he was called Bumble. That must be the New York version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
The New York version? You mean the one that was that's shown nationwide every single year on
the Rankin
Christmas?
Bass. Bumble is the Abominable Snowman. That's what I asked. David Vu knows him as the Abominable Snowman. I have never heard of the guy's name Bumble before in my life.
You are all so uncultured. Oh my goodness.
Nicknamed the Bumble. Nobody has ever heard that. That snowman is called Vinny in New York.
Yukon Cornelius calls him the Bumble.
The abominable snowman. That's why I asked, and he said, "What is it?" I'm just saying. I've never heard of that term before in my life.
Goodness gracious!
And I love the Rankin Bass movies. When can you start watching the Rankin Bass movies? Again, after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. You want to go all Christmas? Go for it.
It starts when ABC Family, if that's even still a channel.
It's not.
Anymore.
It's called Freeform now.
Well, there you go. When Freeform starts doing its 25 Days of Christmas. Or if you have young children who like Christmas movies.
I prefer the one with
Christmas.
the Heat Miser and the Snow Miser.
Yes, The Year Without a Santa Claus is fantastic as well.
I was singing that the other day.
I've seen.
He's Mr. Heat Miser.
I've
he's
seen
Mr.
the.
Sun.
I keep seeing this on Instagram. Somebody has made a Miser Brothers. Miser Brothers heating and
air.
Heating and air sweater. Yes.
I love the Heat Miser. The problem with the Heat Miser.
Mom
Here's the thing with the Heat Miser. The Heat Miser. That's what I look like when I have long hair and I wake up in the morning. I look like the Heat Miser. My mom has been blowing my phone up about this tree. It's time for a new tree.
Don't make fun of my tree.
It's time for a new tree.
Usually we do put it up December 1st. Usually, so zip it.
But you didn't. It's November 1st.
We like the tree. It's a beautiful tree. I'm about to call in, which that will not happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, you got to go through your son first, and he's not putting you on the air.
Keep your damn tree. The yellow pants bit was funny. Winter decorations. Winter decorations? What?
Garland.
A scarf.
Garland is winter decorations. You can have garland and not have it Christmassy. No dinner for Frank. Frank's mom.
That's fine. I make my own dinner. That's fine by me. But guys, like I have tried. It is a nice tree. It's a good tree. It's been there. It's been for a while. We've had the tree for a while. It is time for an upgrade. It's time for an upgrade.
It's time for, you know what? I know change is difficult for a lot of people.
Preferably one that the two of you can carry on your own and not need me for.
That's a foul on Jocelyn, by the way.
Why?
She was across the street, not here.
That's definitely
a foul.
He draws the foul.
Well, at least she came clean on it. He's Mr. Green Christmas. He's Mr. Sun. I love that. That movie is like one of the lamer ones, but it's my favorite.
No, it's good.
Which one is that? The Year Without Santa Claus or
Year
something
Without
like
a
that?
Santa
That's
Claus.
great.
Yes.
I am a sucker for the Rankin Bass movies.
Yeah, those are good.
You know what? Maybe
They're
that needs to be one of the, when we get to December, we need to do like, top 10 Rankin Bass movies.
Well, no, we're not doing that as our. We're not.
That
doing
should
that
be
as
a
the
midday
trivia
sports stand. Yeah, absolutely.
No, because that's subjective.
No, you pull it from some ranking. I'm sure there's going to be according to so and so. These are the top 10 Rankin Bass movies. I bet you that's on there somewhere.
Okay.
Frank needs a drink.
You
know what Frank needs to do? Here's what I think Frank needs to do. During the break, I think Frank needs to go into the Kixie studio and hang out with Dorothy and just get all the Christmas music going.
Jocelyn, my mom has been screaming that since I got on the show. It's not happening. I'm sorry. You're great. You really are. But if my mom can't be on the show as a normal guest, I'm sorry.
Jocelyn, you need a female voice. I need my own segment. We could talk about lumpia. It's great.
My mom's now, well, congratulations. My mom's now going to the game on Tuesday night, so that'll be fun.
Let's go.
She's in for the Taco Bell meetup.
Taco Bell meetup. I should just go there with a bunch of old Don, just hand out Don's gear to everybody. Love it. All right, we'll see you on Tuesday.
Just here's a box. Don't ask. Just give this to anyone who comes.
We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll get to the sports thread.
When you own your own business, you own every decision. Catch the red eye or take the 6 a.m.
Make a new hire or promote internally.
Celebrate a win with the toast at the gate or unwind at the lounge. Big props to this team. Some decisions are a win-win, like earning 8 times points on Chase Travel. Introducing Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business. With $2,500 in annual value, it's the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member of FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
It's the season to come together over your holiday favorites at Starbucks. Warm up with a creamy caramel brulee latte. Get festive with an iced gingerbread chai. Or share a velvety peppermint mocha. Together,
12:25 on a Thursday. I'm so jacked up on the week right now. I was off Monday, flying back, getting ready for a high school football game on a Tuesday next week. It's throwing off the week. I can't get anything straight. And then going up to Orange County this weekend. I mean, everything's all jacked up. Not having a high school football game on a Friday, having it on Tuesday, all this other stuff. Anyway, it's a good game last night in hockey.
Was it?
It was. The Anaheim Ducks got another victory. Ben Afquack. Got to get to it every time. They're on a roll. They've won 6 home games in a row.
They're playing Ottawa tonight.
Ottawa starts a 7-game road trip. It's rough. Longest of the season.
They actually, I just saw too. The Ducks had. Oh, there she is. Marguerite Moreau was at the game last night, and she was Connie from the original Mighty Ducks movie.
Oh, how about that? They've had a lot of those Anaheim Mighty Duck.
Member of the original cast at the game last night.
Cast members at games. All right. We got to get to the sports thread. But before we do that, we do want to mention that we got to remember to listen at 1 o'clock for us to announce today's biggest fan for a chance to qualify for a night in our Odyssey suite at a future Padres game with all the fan staff. Register your name at 97throughthefansd.com/biggest-fan in order to potentially have your name called. We'll be doing that in about 30 minutes. We do need a contestant for a midday sports standoff. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. We're going to be playing that when we come back, but it's time to get to today's sports thread.
You know that group chat? The one that's always blowing up with the biggest sports takes, debates, and breaking news?
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me?
Yeah, we've got that too. Welcome to the Sports Thread, where we break down the top 5 stories in sports, just like you would with your crew.
Oh, no! Disaster! What a bad idea!
No filters, no silence, just real talk. Brought to you by QC Kinetics. Stop sitting on the sidelines. QC Kinetics gets you back in the game without surgery. To learn how, visit QCkinetics.com.
All right, Frank, what do we got today on the sports thread?
We have a decent amount of stuff when there wasn't much news that happened.
Number 1.
Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow took a major step towards returning from the turf toe injury that sidelined him since mid-September. He was a full participant in practice for the first time, including 11-on-11 drills. Though he remains on the 21-day practice window, it is not yet on the active roster. Coach Zach Taylor refused to speculate on whether Burrow could start on Sunday against the Patriots, and Burrow himself offered no timetable. Burrow previously suggested the team's poor record could influence whether or not he returns this season. If you were the Bengals, would you prioritize getting Joe Burrow back on the field this season despite the team's record, or would you sit him to avoid further risk?
Well, I'm not the Bengals, and the Bengals usually make bad decisions, so I would say that they shouldn't do that.
Play him, boys.
Bengals might play him to try to get people to watch their games, but I wouldn't play him. At this point in time, why rush him back? I mean, if he's only going to be back for a couple of games, then at that point, you're already out of the race. I mean, the Patriots are going to destroy them this weekend. Maybe they're not, but I think they are. If that's the case, get him healthy for next year. And do what you should have done the last 3 seasons. Get him some protection so he doesn't get smashed every play. So you're not in this situation again. I wouldn't play him.
I don't think a brick wall could help him right now.
Number 2.
MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred said the league does not expect further restrictions on prop bets after a U.S. sportsbook imposed a nationwide $200 limit on individual pitch bets and banned them from parlays. These changes came after Guardians pitchers Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz were charged with allegedly fixing pitches for gambling schemes. Manfred emphasized that monitoring betting patterns is crucial, praised the new limits as a major step in reducing incentives for manipulation, and confirmed Major League Baseball will fully cooperate with the Senate's inquiry into the scandal. The league's investigation into the players is still ongoing, and both face potential lifetime bans. Are the new prop bet limits enough to protect Major League Baseball's integrity, or should the league look to take stronger action?
Well, it's an interesting spot because they make a lot of money off this and having deals with betting companies. They've made their bed with this, so they have to try to tap dance around both of it. I don't think they can't be super harsh on it from a business perspective. From a league integrity perspective, they probably have to. I just feel like it's going to be hard to just limit certain things. So they're trying their best, but they have already, like you said, they can't put the genie back in the bottle.
No. And like you mentioned before, like you alluded to just a second ago, if you want to know why some things are legal and some things are not, look at who's making money off of it.
Number 3.
Texas coach Steve Sarkisian denied rumors that he plans to leave the program, calling reports about his potential departure, quote, absolutely false. He said he hasn't had any discussions with any college or NFL teams and emphasized that he came to Texas to win championships. The speculation began after a social media post suggested Texas and Sarkisian might part ways, which athletic director Chris Del Conte also dismissed. Sarkisian is under contract through 2031, earning $10.8 million this year, noted his family ties to the university, and reiterated his commitment to Texas despite falling to number 17 after a 3-loss season. Given Texas's recent struggles and the rumors about Sarkisian's future, do you think public denials from the coach actually help stabilize the program, or do they sometimes add more attention and pressure to an already volatile situation?
I don't know. It's kind of hard it's hard to respond to those things, right? If you're a head coach. I mean, every time I hear someone like, I'm never leaving, it's like, oh, well, what's going on with this guy,
of
right?
Course,
like it seems a little bit, I don't know. So my thing is when I look at that, like the same thing with like Dan Lanning, right? So everybody's saying like, oh, Dan Lanning could coach in Florida. He's an old SEC guy. Like, why would he ever leave Oregon? Why would Dan Lanning ever leave Oregon? He's got a pipeline. He's got tons of money getting pumped into the program. He's got unlimited resources. He's in a conference that's a big conference. Travel kind of sucks. But, like, I just feel like everybody thinks that coaching in the SEC is the greatest thing ever, when the reality is as long as if you're not one of the top 2 teams, you're just going to get fired in 3 years. So my thing is where is he going to go unless they fire him? Where's he going to go? Is there a better job than Texas when you make $10 million a year and you have unlimited funds? They're just like Oregon. Where is he going to go? Is he going to go to Florida? Why would he do that? It makes no sense. Where is he? Is he going to step away from coaching? Unless the guy's retiring or he's getting fired, there's no reason to ever leave the University of Texas. Ever. He ain't going anywhere. And if he does, he must really hate Austin. That's it. Next.
Number 4.
The IIHF will require mandatory neck guards for all hockey players at the 2026 Olympic Games in Milan. The rule follows the 2023 death of Adam Johnson, who suffered a fatal neck injury from a skate blade. Although the IIHF had previously announced universal requirements, this is the first firm timeline for the sport's top level. NHL players who will be participating in the Olympics for the first time since 2014. While the NHL does not mandate neck guards for current players, all newcomers starting in the 2026-27 season will be required to wear them. Will mandatory neck guards at the Olympic level push the NHL towards eventually requiring them for all players, or will they continue to allow league veterans to opt out?
Oh, for like all goalies or everybody?
No, for everybody.
I bet you just for goalies it'll be a thing.
There's a neck. Well, no, there are neck guards.
I know, I've seen them
for goalies, but there's like it's kind of like a turtleneck, kind of.
Oh,
that players will wear now.
I don't know if they're going to make those guys do it. I mean, hockey players are already, like, half of them still don't even wear the visor on their helmet. I would try to keep as much of that as possible. The hockey players are crazy, dude.
And this reminds me a lot of NASCAR, because the Hans device, the head and neck restraint system that we see so much about, was optional until Dale Earnhardt died.
Right.
And then it was made mandatory. And a lot of drivers said they hated it because, I can't move my head the same way and this, that, and the other. Why do we have to always wait for a disaster to happen before we make these preventative measures mandatory?
Because the players don't want to do it.
Too bad. Too bad.
Number 5.
The College Sports Commission is asking all Power 5 schools to sign an agreement giving it broad authority to investigate and punish violations of rules governing NIL deals and direct athlete payments. Schools that sign must waive the right to challenge the CSC rulings in court instead of appealing through arbitration, and agree not to help third parties file lawsuits against the CSC. Violations could lead to revenue loss or postseason bans. The agreement is meant to close enforcement loopholes in the House settlement, which allows schools to spend up to $20.5 million on athlete payments while ensuring NIL deals are legitimate and competitive balance is maintained. The CSC has not yet launched any investigations, but is preparing to pursue potential violations soon. Will giving the CSC broad authority and limiting schools' legal options make enforcement more effective, or could it create tension and resistance among colleges wary of losing control over potential disputes?
The rich schools are not going to want to do that. It's the same thing with like the TV contracts, right? I mean, the ones that have everything made for them to be successful are never going to want to do this. That's why we have a lot of these problems, because the people at the top don't want to change anything.
Correct.
And they're the ones in charge. It's the same thing with, like, you see it in politics too, with like the whole, everybody in charge doesn't want to all of a sudden vote for not being able to make money in the stock market, even though everybody else consensusly, when it's like a consensus, like, oh, maybe we should not do this. Maybe this is kind of a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing goes here. So I hope they do it. Be great. But I think it's going to be hard to convince the big schools. We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll get to our midday sports standoff. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. And coming up in the 1 o'clock hour, we have tickets to give away for Aztecs football, as well as announcing our biggest fan. A lot to get to on the Braden Surprenant Show, Sacred Summer Sports Station, 97 through the Fan. We should get to the midday sports standoff right around now. If you want to join us today, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. If you could take me down in some sports trivia, you would be entered into a chance to win Sammy Hagar tickets as he returns to Las Vegas with his best of all worlds Las Vegas residency. Get ready to rock with your favorite hits from the Van Halen years, Sammy solo hits, and more. Only in Las Vegas this March 11th to the 21st and September 18th to the 26th. At Dolby Live at Park MGM. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. All right. Baja Ricks came by. Baja Rick came by. And he dropped off Baja Ricks. I've been devouring this California burrito. They had California burrito. They had ceviche. They had a taco sampler. All great stuff. All great stuff, Frank.
Cool.
You didn't have any of it?
No, I had half a Einstein bagel.
Oh. Well, I'm enjoying Baja Ricks. And a big thank you to Baja Rick for dropping off food today.
The only reason why it was half is because it was cut in half already.
You were going to have a whole one?
I would have had a whole one, yes. But it was sliced in half already.
Do you like lox?
Eh.
Not a big lox fan?
No, not really.
Jocelyn, lobster? No lobster. No lobster today. California burrito. They had rice. They had beans. They had the taco plates. Bunch of different salsas, ceviche, chips. That's all you need. That's all you need. All right. Let's get to, I wanted to talk about the AFC and NFC playoff race as we wait for maybe a contestant. Skylar's going to join us next.
Yes, she is back.
To get some college picks. Hadn't been doing very well. She did better than you last week, though.
What were you just yelling about at the top of the hour?
Christmas tree stuff.
Putting up Christmas decorations?
Yeah.
Take a look over your shoulder.
Oh, yeah, 94.9's doing it.
94.9 just started decorating their studio.
I don't know if you could see that. There's 94.9's too. There's Jeremy from 94.9. And he's putting up the Christmas lights, which is fine. Now, we've been super lame at the 97 Through the Fan studio.
No, we got our little...
For years.
Where is it now?
You mean the tree that never got put away?
Yeah, where's our little...
It finally got put away. Augie, before Thanksgiving is a sin, unless you're playing Christmas music on Kixie. They, as the Christmas station, should be able to put up Christmas decorations as soon as they play Christmas music.
Adam, where's our Charlie Brown tree that we have in here?
Well, it ain't here. But like I said, we've been super lame in the past. I think last year, Presley, from our promo team, decorated it for us. They have like storage here filled with Christmas decorations. Frank, you could go in there and
pick out a tree.
Pick out everything that you want for the fan studio. I just prefer that we do that when we come back from Thanksgiving break. Put the Marchese Janky one up in studio, and we'll set up a GoFundMe for Frank's family to buy a Costco tree.
Like I said, my family loves City Lights. If anyone from City Lights is listening, whatever you need, I'll help out. Tree would be awesome.
Shameless plug to get Frank a new Christmas tree.
I'm trying to get my parents a new tree. I could care less if there's one up or not. It's Christmas. It's going to be fun. We had, I don't even want to call this the worst tree, but what is the most unique tree you have had in your life?
Most unique tree?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So here's the example I was going to use. I'm not going to call it a bad tree because there was extreme circumstances with this one. The year we moved from New York, we left 2 days after Christmas in 2005. We drove here. We had everything packed up. Most of our stuff was already in California. My dad had already made a drive over and came back to get the rest of the stuff. Our tree was one of those like clear plastic trees that we just taped to the wall.
Excuse me?
Again,
I know what you're talking about.
We were moving. So we moved a day later. But that was our tree one year. We slept on cots in the living room that night.
Well, at least you had something.
Because all of our mattresses and beds and stuff were already here. We're already in California.
I just know that, like, have you ever had a tree fall over?
I don't remember, honestly.
I've never had a tree fall over. We've had friends that have had the Duran family that used to live down the street. They have moved, but I went to school with one of the Durans. They had their tree fall over like 4 times.
Oh God.
And to which my dad, who's a structural engineer, said, "We cannot have any of our trees fall over. That would kind of look bad on business if you had a tree fall over and you're a structural engineer. Guy has to, rig everything."
Jocelyn, I promise you that is a true story. We taped our we had a clear plastic Christmas tree that we taped to our wall. Our Christmas presents we opened and then immediately put them in boxes. Honestly, most of them were like travel stuff, like it was a portable DVD player and DVDs. That was most of our Christmas that year, was stuff that would keep us entertained on the drive here.
Flocked tree, yes or no?
What?
Flocked.
I don't know what that is.
It's like the fake snow.
Oh, no. No.
Absolutely not. Every once in a while, I would want to get, it feels like sometimes you go get the Christmas tree, it's like, yeah, maybe we flocked it. Maybe we can flock it.
Phrasing.
Stop it.
Go Aztecs did that. I didn't even think of that. That was Go Aztecs in the chat.
You guys are ridiculous. You put like the fake snow on there.
No, I've never. No, we have never done.
Have you ever seen that though?
I've seen it on like models of like the little village sets, but I've never seen it.
Has
like,
anybody?
on an actual tree.
Does anybody like get a flocked tree every time? I've never had, like, sometimes I go, when we go to get Christmas trees or a Christmas tree, we're like, oh, maybe we should flock it this year.
My dad's parents had a white tree.
Like it was just white pine needles?
It was a fake white tree. Yeah.
I agree. Like, Go Aztecs. Like, why would you do that in SoCal? You know what? Because you don't have snow, dude. Like, it just seems gross.
Exactly. David Vu. It just falls everywhere. Yeah,
Foul on one.
Why? What did one? I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but why this time?
He draws the foul.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Here we go. Right. Here it is. Here comes all the flocked jokes. Here it is. No on a flock tree. My family has 2 trees.
Yeah, why would you? I mean, you're making a mess with all the real and fake pine needles. Why would you?
Why would you put the asbestos
why would you
on
add
the tree?
Exactly? Why
Basically
would you
what it
add
looks
to
like.
it?
Why would you popcorn ceiling your tree? Spray it with stucco. That's what it looks like. Have you ever seen them do it before?
No.
They have a hose and they're just spraying the tree with
getting it
making it look
already.
Snow, making it look like snow. That's how I'm gonna say it. Phrasing.
Phrasing.
Asbestos tree. That's what it looks like. Popcorn tree. Popcorn ceiling tree. We have 2 trees. My family's always had 2 trees. What? I'm telling you, the puns right now in the chat are hilarious with the flocking of a tree.
Flock around and find out.
Okay, here we go. Here it is.
That was a good one.
A lot of them are good.
That was one we can actually say.
Growing up, my mom liked 2 trees. She had the fake tree in the family room that had like most of the, like the kid ornaments, like the the ornaments that your kids make at school.
Yeah,
like it's filled with all those the little like the goofy
the
ones,
ceramic,
right?
Yeah.
And they have
the
like
ones you paint,
the ones where you have like the family of dogs, right? And everybody's got a little name on it and stuff like that, or like the little stockings.
Yeah,
yeah, they have those. That tree has those ornaments on it.
We used to do that every year. With my mom would want to kill us, but we would paint. We would like go to Michael's, get a bunch of those ornaments, and paint them when we were younger.
Nobody gives a flock.
Yeah,
Frank.
I saw that.
Why the flock do you need 2 trees? You got to be flocking kidding me with that tree. Are you guys kidding me with some of this stuff? Anyway, so we had a fake one that we do every year. And by the way, it has lights on it. It's lightweight. Stack it. It automatically lights up. You don't even have to plug it into each other.
Now, having been to your house, I now see where like that bare spot in like that little wooded area before where you live.
The wooded area?
Yeah, there's a little bare spot where all the trees are. Is that where you got the second tree every year? You just went out.
The fake tree goes into the room with the fireplace and the TV. And then, but we can't have a fake tree. You have to have a real tree, according to my mom. I agree. I think like I need to have a real tree. And so when you first walk into the house, the room to the right, the living room, that has the real tree.
That is called
and that has
deforestation.
Oh, come on. Don't even start. Don't even start. That had the real tree in it. That has like nicer ornaments, like fancy ornaments. It has like ribbon and stuff on there.
So you have the good tree and the bleep tree.
We don't flock our trees. So no. But we do have the fake tree.
That's not what I asked.
The good tree and the bad tree. What's the good tree?
Well, the good, you said you have the real tree with all the good ornaments, all the good lights.
And then we have the
good
fake tree.
And then you have the who gives a bleep about this tree.
With all the kid ornaments on it. All the ornaments that me, my brother, and my sister made when we were, in class projects. It's good stuff.
Okay.
So we have two trees. We have the fancy one that you could see through the front window, and then we have the one that's like the more fun one in the family room where you watch TV.
We got okay.
Yes, Jocelyn, and if you get a fake tree, you got to put the scents on there. So much for the NFL talk. When we come back, we'll pick some college football games.
That was a filler because I had nothing else.
I told you, the NFL, we'll talk about that next hour. Full packed hour, 1 o'clock hour when we come back. Skylar returns. Tell about her world travels again when we come back. Plus, she'll pick her college games. This hour 97 to the fans brought to you by Toyota Poway, voted San Diego's #1 Toyota dealer by USA Today. It's the season to save at Toyota Poway. The Black Friday sales event is on with brand new Toyotas in stock and ready to roll. Hurry to Toyota Poway or ToyotaPoway.com and drive home happy this holiday. It is time to bring back Skylar, the queen of college football, is back after being 2 weeks off.
2 weeks off in multiple ways. Off in picks.
Oh,
and
no. I didn't even look, but I kind of had a bad feeling about last week.
You and I, 2 weeks ago, you and I had the exact same picks.
Okay.
Game for game.
Yeah.
Had the exact same picks.
It was a bad week.
We went 4-6.
Okay, it was okay. It was okay.
You went 4-6 again. Braden went 5-5. I went 3-7 this week. The week before that, the week before you were off, though, was your bad
That
week.
was my bad week.
You went 1-9.
We're just gonna erase that one.
Yeah, we don't get drop weeks.
I don't remember. I don't remember that
This
one.
is not like it's not like in college where you got to drop a test and you got to
No.
drop a
Your worst score.
homework, worst score of everything.
Well, shoot, I'm in trouble then.
Yeah. Before we talk about the picks, we're
You're only 3 games off.
You're out flying planes and stuff, and now you're a flight instructor. And
I
what else?
am. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, if anyone wants to learn how to fly.
Yeah, Skylar can teach you how to
I can do
fly.
it now. Yeah.
Could you teach me for free?
No, probably not
I
the
wish.
case. So where did you go? Went to Florida?
I went to the Bahamas for a week and then went to Florida.
She was, you know what? She was scoping out the Bahamas Bowl location.
The Bahamas Bowl. I wish.
Why did you go to the Bahamas and for just vacation?
Yeah, I was doing some diving there. Went with a group there and did some diving, and then went over to Florida and did my flight program, and now I'm home.
And now ready to instruct
Yeah,
many people on how to fly airplanes,
I'm ready.
which is great.
Yeah.
All right, fun stuff. All right, let's talk some college football. Let's get to this week's picks in college football. I have to say, I picked the TCU game correctly. Go Aztecs was not paying attention.
You're right. You did pick the
I
TCU
said
game
there's no
correctly.
way they're going to win that game.
I didn't think they were going to win either, but I also didn't think they were going to get absolutely destroyed.
I should have told you that when I walked into the place and they looked like they didn't want to be there. Kind of tough.
They were in Utah, dude. Who wants to be in Utah?
The Utes?
That's
the Cougs?
It's good for them. All righty. So 10 games picked by me this week. So there's a change in that.
Oh, we got to give away the biggest fan thing, too.
Yes, we do have to do that.
Do I do that right now? We can put him on hold. Congratulations to today's biggest fan, Angela Savino and San Marcos. Angela Savino and San Marcos. Give us a call in the next 10 minutes at 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973, and you'll qualify for our grand prize, 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game with all the fan staff later this season, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 97throughthefansd.com/biggest fan. Angela Savino, you got 10 minutes to call in. If you do call in, we're going to put you on hold because we got to get to our picks. So just kind of wait there for a second. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Angela Savino, you are today's biggest fan. All right, back to college football. There we go. All right, Frank.
Again, so my picks for the week. Tomorrow night, big battle in the Mountain West, game that we would all consider important here. Hawaii at 7-3, taking on the 8-2 UNLV Rebels in Las Vegas. 2.5-point favorites are the Rebels. This will be tomorrow night at 7:30 on FS1. Skylar, you're first.
Yeah, well, that's a long way to go for Hawaii, but I've liked what I've seen from them so far this season. So I think I'm going to go Hawaii on this one, even though they've got a big travel ahead of them.
I'm taking UNLV at home. UNLV's look pretty good this year, too. They're a little shaky last week against Utah State. They still pulled out the win. I think the fact that the game's in Vegas helps them more than it helps Hawaii. The perfect storm for Hawaii has been teams playing there. So I'll take the Rebs.
I'm going to take Hawaii on this one. I think Hawaii, the travel, I think, is going to be helped eased by they had a bye last week. So they're going to be a little bit more rested up. I'm taking the Rainbow Warriors.
Did you play the music loud on purpose to get Juan back for all the times he's trolled you? Say yes.
Sure.
Yeah, perfect.
There you go. Saturday now. 7-3, number 22 Missouri taking on number 8 Oklahoma Sooners, who are 8-2. 7.5-point favorites are the Sooners. This will be 9 a.m. on ABC. Braden.
I'll take Oklahoma. They looked good against Alabama last week. By the way, Rod said you can't leave anymore because when you leave, Alabama loses.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that. That I guess maybe I can say I'm the luck charm, or Oklahoma's just like the new nemesis for Alabama. I don't know.
Well, you guys have the same colors and everything,
Yeah.
so it makes a lot of sense.
I'm not too pleased with the Sooners there, but they looked good. Alabama didn't look good. I don't know if you can say that Oklahoma like dominated that one, but they squeaked it out. Alabama kind of beat themselves. But anyway, I think Oklahoma's having a great season. So with reluctance, I got to pick Oklahoma.
All righty. So we're all square there.
Boomer Sooner.
7-3 Louisville taking on 7-3 SMU. SMU 2.5-point favorites. 9 a.m. start on ESPN2. Skylar.
I think Louisville got me last week or the week before. I can't even remember which one it was. It's all blurring together at this point. So I don't know. It's a tough one. I think it's going to be a close one, but I think I'm going to go with SMU here.
I'll take the Pony Express. They hate being called the Ponies now, so I'm going to call them the Ponies. SMU. Pony up.
I'll go Louisville. I need to make up some ground here, so I'll take Louisville on this one. Why?
I was wondering if Frank and I were gonna like start going like all of our games the same again. We were starting on that track.
Yeah.
This next one that he has on the sheet.
8-2.
You just really want to upset the Oregon fans, don't you?
Yes.
Can't wait for Drake to call in tomorrow.
The 8-2, number 15 USC Trojans versus the number 7, 9-1 Oregon Quackers. Ducks favored by 9.5. This will be a 2:30 kick on CBS. Braden.
I'll take the Ducks. I think they handle USC. I don't think USC has what it takes to take down Oregon. At 8-2, they've struggled on the road as well. They lost to Illinois on the road, lost to Notre Dame on the road. I think they lose to Oregon on the road. I think Oregon handles the Trojans.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think USC, their season's just been too up and down for me to pick them as a favorite against Oregon. I think Oregon's favored for a reason, and I think that they're absolutely going to be able to cover the spread.
It's just we're quacking away. Ducks.
Have you seen that video?
No.
Well, I got to show her later.
Yeah, that's Ben.
Every time the Anaheim Ducks win, their duck Ben Afquack.
Oh my gosh!
Beats a drum with his little feet, his red feet. It's great.
That's funny.
This was a week where you have Texas A&M playing Samford. You have Alabama.
Yeah, and the
playing
SEC gets
Eastern
a bye.
Carolina.
Playing like Eastern Illinois.
Oh yeah.
Joke.
So this is a product of all of the teams that we would normally pick playing someone who they're going to beat by 59. The 5-5 Duke Blue Devils taking on the 4-6 North Carolina Tar Heels. Duke is favored by 6.5 in this game. And remember, when Bill Belichick got hired, this was a game that he said that he needed to win. He had to beat Duke. Skylar, do you think it'll happen?
I don't. Unfortunately, Bill Belichick just is struggling in college football, and I don't foresee that changing here, so I got to go with Duke.
This is going to be a game that makes Bill Belichick look like he should have been hired as the coach. I think they do beat Duke. I think he's going to hang his hat on this game. And they beat the Duke Blue Devils. They're 6.5-point dogs at home. I bet you North Carolina wins. Then we get told how great Bill Belichick is. It's going to be great.
I'm taking Duke.
You don't think he was distracted by the adult cheerleading competition he had to go to?
I just saw that right before I walked in here, actually.
So cringe.
Don't worry about that.
The memes were funny.
Don't worry about it. Number 5-5 Kansas State Wildcats taking on the number 12 Utah Utes, who are 8-2. Utah is favored by 17.5 points.
I'll take K-State to cover. K-State's like they're not very good this year, but they have talented players to keep the game close. And I don't think Utah's going to blow them out at home. I think Kansas State usually does a pretty good job of hanging around.
I think they're a little sneaky, so they'll kind of sneak up on you when you're least expecting it. And that's 17. That's a big spread. So yeah.
Don't pick a big spread.
I know that's Frank's motto. I'm going to go with Frank's motto here.
7-3 Pitt taking on number 16 Georgia Tech, who are 9-1. Tech only 2.5-point favorites at home. This will be a night game, 4:00 on ESPN.
I'm taking Pitt. I'm going to take Pitt. Pat Narduzzi said he didn't care about the Notre Dame game. He's like, well, if it doesn't count in the ACC standings, does it really matter in the game? Which I thought was a joke. That drives me nuts, too. But at the same time, this is an ACC game. And the thing with the ACC is they have self-imploded for the last 3 or 4 weeks. They have every top team that thought they could be in a playoff spot has lost in a bad way. The only one that hasn't done that yet is Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech is still getting all the credit for beating Clemson. And Clemson's not very good. So I think Pitt fully solidifies the ACC just turning on itself as they have turned into the new Pac-12. Just eating each other alive. Have fun. I'll take the Panthers.
Skylar?
So you think Georgia Tech, this is their week to implode, basically?
This is going to be their week to implode. They barely, as Go Aztecs in the chat said, they barely survived Boston College.
Yeah. I don't know. That's so hard because I feel like Pitt has been a little bit of a disappointment from what I've seen from them.
They lost to West Virginia.
Yeah.
I mean, that's terrible.
So I think for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and stick with Georgia Tech and cross my fingers that they're not going to implode this weekend. Maybe next weekend.
I'm going to go with Georgia Tech here because what was it that you said about every single time we even considered discussing college football last week or 2 weeks ago? Why is Pitt ranked?
Why is Pitt ranked? Why were they ranked?
Yeah,
now they're not ranked.
They're not ranked anymore. I'm going to take Georgia Tech here.
That's why they're going to win. And they're going to be ranked again to make it look like they good win for teams in the ACC.
The 7-3 number 20 Tennessee Volunteers.
Why are they ranked? Speaking of schools that shouldn't be ranked, why are the 3-loss Tennessee Volunteers ranked? Oh, I know why. Because important SEC schools beat them. They got to get a better win for them in the resume. No reason for Tennessee to be ranked.
Take on 3-7 Florida. Gators are favored by 4.5 at the Swamp. Skylar.
Do you want to tell me the last time? Tennessee has not won in Florida in like decades.
2003 was the last.
Is that
time.
The last time?
Yes.
They sucked there. They haven't looked good there in decades. I'm taking Florida.
Me and my friend were watching an old NASCAR race last night, just messing around trying to kill time. And he said the last time as I was doing these, he said the last time Tennessee won in Florida, it was still the Winston Cup.
Yeah.
That was 2003.
The last time they won in Florida, as mentioned, was on September 20th, 2003. They won 24-10. 2003. The fall of 2003, I was in 3rd grade.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Skylar?
You guys are like really making me second guess. I don't know. I think I might go out on a whim and say Tennessee. I feel like they really desperately need a win.
See, that's a glass half full compared to glass half empty.
Yeah.
We're sitting there going like, they can never do it. And Skylar's like,
they can do it.
Sounds like they're due,
well,
baby.
I think they have to do it, honestly. Like, I think their season probably is over at this point, but if they have any glimpse of keeping it alive, I feel like they have to do it. And like Florida's just kind of been a mess all season long. So I feel like if they're going to do it one season, it could be this season. So I'm going to go ahead and take Tennessee.
They have only won in Gainesville twice since 1976. They don't win there. I don't know what it is. They can't win there. They've only won in Gainesville twice since 1976.
Florida wins. Tennessee covers the spread. I'm taking Volunteers. The 9-1 BYU Cougars, ranked number 11, take on the 7-3 Cincinnati Bearcats. BYU favored by 2.5 on the road, 5 p.m. on Fox. Braden.
I've seen this BYU team play in person. I thought they were okay. I think they're not a bad Big 12 school. Cincinnati's a lot better, though, than they look better than TCU. We'll see in a couple weeks when they play each other. If TCU wants to try to win that game or not. I picked Utah over Cincinnati a couple weeks ago because flying from Cincinnati, Ohio to Utah for a night game is rough. BYU now has to fly to the East Coast to play a conference game, or whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty sure they're on the Eastern time zone in Cincinnati. I will take. I think it's going to be tough for BYU, but I think they survive. I think they win, and they win by 3.
Tyler?
I think this could be a really good game, actually. I think it's a pretty even matchup. Might be one of the better matches of the weekend. I've really consistently gone with BYU. I've thought they've had a really great season so far. Cincinnati's had a good season as well, but I think I've got to stick with going with BYU.
All righty. Final game, Braden. 3-7 San Jose State taking on 8-2 San Diego State. Aztecs favored at home on national television, 7:30 FS1 on Saturday night by 12.5 over San Jose State.
They cover. San Jose State just fired 2 of their coaches. They've been abysmal. I think the Aztecs ride with Lucky Sutton and handle business at home while everybody enjoys $10 beers and $2.75 hot dogs and $3.25 nachos.
Is there like a special for the game?
Yeah, it's
or
an
is
80s throwback game. And so like
that's
the classic
really
concessions
fun.
are super cheap.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So if there's a game to go to, it would be that one.
Yeah,
then,
for
right?
sure. So last home game of the year.
I
Unless
still
they host the
haven't
Mountain West
been able to
Championship.
check out a game at that stadium. So
Sounds like you're going on
it sounds
Saturday.
like I might be going.
Yeah,
Right?
there you go, Skylar.
Yeah. All right. So if I'm going, then I'm 100% picking the Aztecs so that I can root for them the whole game. So I'm going to go with the Aztecs and hopefully I can land some tickets.
We're both on we're both on the Aztecs.
Aztecs win. San Jose State barely covers.
All right.
I will be at the game.
Frank will be there. So,
All right.
Yeah. Already.
We can tailgate, Frank. Do they tailgate at that stadium?
Yeah, they do. They still can do that because they haven't built around it
Oh,
yet.
nice.
But
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So now's the time to go.
Now's the time to go and tailgate. We'll see if maybe Rod will be down there tailgating.
Yeah.
Skylar could do the flyover.
Yeah, you could do the flyover.
I totally would do that. I could fly an Alabama sign.
Oh, no. All right.
They'd be
Nothing-
like, never again.
Nothing gets a crowd hyped at a college game more than a Cessna puttering over
That would
a
be
stadium.
sick. They'd be like, this is the most underwhelming flyover I've ever seen in my entire life. It would last like 5 minutes over the whole stadium.
Kansas State, when they do flyovers, it's a crop duster.
That's so funny.
It is. It's a crop duster flyover. I'm not kidding. That's what
You
that's
take
what
what
they
you
do.
can get, right?
You know what? We need a flyover. What's the readily plane available? Oh, it's Farmer John's over there. He's got his crop duster. Have him fly over the stadium.
You would be at that game going, okay, I know there's the airport right here. When is the actual flyover?
Yeah,
That is someone
That can't
on the
be it.
that is someone on the flight path getting into land over here.
That's so funny.
We got Thursday Night Football tonight. It's the Bills and the Texans. You can hear it right here on San Diego's #1 sports station 97.3 The Fan. Coming up after Gwynn and Chris, we're going to talk about the playoff landscape of the NFL when we come back. And at 1:35, Eddie Brown will join us to give us everything you need to know about fantasy football in this weekend. Big thanks to Skylar. We'll take a quick break on the Braden Surprenant Show. San Diego's #1 sports station 97.3 The Fan. 124. Our biggest fan did not call in. When we go to break, we're gonna be giving away these Aztec tickets. They play San Jose State on Saturday. Cheaper food items, cheaper concessions on Saturday as well. We're talking about our holiday party. So are you going to the holiday party?
Yes, I will be. Valley High, right?
Yeah, we're having our company Christmas parties at Valley High, which is dangerous. Frank doesn't drink, and the thing is you wouldn't want to drink. If you don't drink, you definitely don't want to have the Mai Tai. There's a reason why you can only get 2 of those things. Those things are strong. Luckily, they have deals at the for us. We got hooked up with the everybody's got to be staying down there to make it safe, which is great. But those Mai Tais are insane. The most I think everybody has heard a story about how many Mai Tai, like the max Mai Tais they know somebody. It always grows. The max Mai Tais that somebody would get at Valley High. I heard from one of our family friends that he consumed 6. And then it turned into 7. So I don't necessarily know how many. I don't know how you could have that many. He ended up throwing up in a McDonald's ball pit that night. That's all I need to know about those Mai Tais. What's Gonzo's Mai Tai record at? A lot of my friends have never even tried it. They got to go down there and try it. I could barely make it through one of those things because it's like drinking gasoline. It's just so much on those drinks. But the Valley High is a good time. It's fun stuff. We'll keep you updated on the Christmas party. Should be a fun time though, Frank. Skylar's going?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I enjoyed going last year.
I didn't go last year. I heard it was fun though.
No, it was. It was a really nice time. Like it wasn't like party, everyone getting rowdy. It was a lot of sitting, eating, talking. It was an adult outing at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like wasn't wild and out of control. It was a very, very nice venue. Food was really good. I was just barely by like a day or two actually able to partake in the food that was being served, but it was a very nice place.
Hydrate. That's a fact. All right. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. All right, let's get to this NFL. We got a game tonight, but let's take a look at the playoff picture for the AFC and the NFC. Fire up the music. I love it. All right, Frank, we got the overall landscape of the National Football League. Week 11 is complete. We're about to start week 12. We're going to have Eddie Brown on in just a little bit. 7 weeks remain in the season. Playoff race is wide open with both conference featuring preseason favorites struggling, surprise contenders rising, elite rookie quarterbacks leading playoff teams, traditional powers fighting just to stay alive. Cue the Broncos sounder. Preseason favorites struggling. Chiefs and the Ravens struggling early in the season. I saw a graphic last week. I think every division winner from last year in the AFC is currently out of a playoff spot, with the exception of the Bills, and they got like the 6th seed, and they play tonight. Chiefs and Ravens are struggling. Surprise contenders, the Broncos, the Colts, the Seahawks, and the Bears. Elite rookie.
Oh, the Denver Broncos.
You said to cue it.
Young quarterbacks leading playoff teams. Drake May, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, and a lot of powers just trying to stay alive. All right, let's talk about the AFC first, since that's the game tonight. Number 1 seed in the National Football League's AFC, the Denver Broncos right now.
Oh, the Denver Broncos.
Yes, the Denver Broncos, Homer. They're 9-2. Here are the games they have remaining. At Washington, at Vegas. They got Green Bay and Jacksonville, at Kansas City, and they host the Chargers to finish the season. Bo Nix continues to win late. Plays far older than his age, although he's kind of old already. Vance Joseph's defense is nasty. Division likely decided in weeks 17 and 18 against Kansas City and LA. Are the Denver Broncos, Frank, the number 1 seed when we start the playoffs?
No.
I don't think so.
I think they might have a loss or two coming in. They should have a loss or two more than they have. I do not believe they're going to be the number 1 seed. I think they'll still win the AFC West. I don't see them being the number 1 seed.
They got 3 games on there I think are very easily able to win at Washington, at the Raiders, Jacksonville. I think they probably I think it's 50-50 whether or not they beat the Packers at home. At Kansas City seems like a loss. It's going to come down to the Charger game, whether or not they're the number 1 seed. Number 2 seed, New England Patriots. What year is this? 9-2. Drake May playing an MVP level. Mike Vrabel's identity is clear. Physicality and disciplined defense. AFC East crown likely unless Buffalo goes on a run. Do the New England Patriots hold off the Buffalo Bills for first place in the AFC East and get the number 2 overall seed?
I think the Patriots can do it.
I think they're going to do it.
I think they can do it.
This weekend they got Cincinnati. They're going to win that game. They got the Giants, and who knows who's even playing for the Giants. They break that curse. They play them at home. They got Buffalo at home. They already beat Buffalo once, but I could see that being a loss.
You usually, unless the one team in the division is really, really bad, you usually immediately start the season at 3-3.
The Patriots are going to be 4-2 in their next 6.
Yeah, I believe that.
And I think that's going to be enough to be the 2 seed in the AFC. But we'll talk about where Buffalo's at and what they have coming up. Indianapolis Colts, that's a surprising team. Daniel Jones must regain his early season rhythm. He came off to a great start. Hasn't been that way in recent weeks. They got some tough defensive matchups ahead. A lot of volatility. Could finish anywhere between first place and 6th place. Highly volatile, the Indianapolis Colts. Here's what we're talking about. They got Kansas City this weekend on the road. Houston at home, division matchup. Don't know if C.J. Stroud's going to be back or not by that week. At Jacksonville, at Seattle, San Francisco, Jacksonville again, at Houston. That looks like a 4-2, maybe 3-3 stretch for Indianapolis. Do the Colts win that division?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't see any way the Colts lose it unless they completely implode in a spectacular fashion.
That's a new sounder to put on it. These are our Colts.
No.
Make that a sounder.
No.
Just for Nate.
Absolutely not. No.
These are our Colts.
No. Absolutely not. I put my foot down on that one.
Steelers are 6-4. Aaron Rodgers injured again. Streaky prior to injury. He's up there in age. He ain't helping you. Difficult finishing stretch. Division lead is extremely fragile. We talked about it. The Baltimore Ravens are right on their tail. Pittsburgh's got the Bears this weekend in Chicago. Then they play Buffalo. Then they go to Baltimore. They host Miami, at Detroit, at Cleveland, and Baltimore again. Steelers will not make the playoffs. True or false?
I believe that.
Yeah, they're not making the playoffs.
I absolutely believe that.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are not making the playoffs. I think they beat Chicago this weekend. Okay? I think they beat Chicago in Chicago. They ain't beating Buffalo. They're not going to beat Baltimore on the road. They'll beat Miami at home. They're not going to beat Detroit on the road. They'll probably beat Cleveland. And then who knows about Baltimore? Most of the times they split. But you're looking at a 3-3 at best finish for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If not, I think they go 2-4 in their next 6 games. Actually, they got 7 games left. They're going to go 3-4, 2-5. Steelers aren't making the playoffs. Buffalo Bills, current 5 seed, they're 7-3. Josh Allen's still elite. Defense has been inconsistent. Very manageable path to 10 wins, 11 wins. Do the Buffalo Bills win 11 games this year? They're at 7 right now, and the remaining schedule at Houston, at Pittsburgh, hosting Cincinnati, at New England, at Cleveland, Philly, and the New York Jets at home. They need 4 wins there.
I see them losing 2. I see them possibly lose. The possible losses are New England and Philadelphia. Everything else is an easy win.
They need to find 4 wins. They're going to beat Houston, beat Pittsburgh, beat Cincinnati, beat Cleveland.
And the
Jets.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say they lose to one of those teams. They got 4 wins in them for sure. They're going to finish with 11 or 12 wins. Chargers 7-4. Most at risk of dropping out. Offensive line issues could crush Justin Herbert down the stretch. He had less than 100 yards passing against the Jacksonville Jaguars. 7-4 Chargers. They're trying to hang on. The Jags have now played themselves into a playoff spot at 6-4, right behind them. Chargers have the Vegas Raiders at home. They got Philly, at Kansas City, at Dallas, Houston, and at Denver. How many wins you got there for the Chargers? I got 9 wins total.
Yeah.
They're going to beat Vegas, and they're going to beat either Dallas or Houston. They're not going to sweep those teams.
I agree.
They're going to go 2-1-2-3-4-5. So they're going to go 2-4 in their next 6 games. They're going to finish the season 9-8. And they're going to be maybe in the playoffs of the 7, probably not. Jags are 6-4. Very favorable schedule. Could realistically jump to the 4-5 line. They got Arizona on the road. I think they win that game. At Tennessee, that's a win. Indianapolis at home, probably not. The Jets, that's a win. At Denver, no. At Indianapolis, no. They got Tennessee. That'll be a win. I have them going 4-3. They're going to be 10-7, and they have the tiebreaker over the Chargers.
That would put them over the Chargers.
They'll pass them. Now, here's the question. Texans, Chiefs, and Ravens. We think the Ravens are going to be in via division. Texans, Chiefs, Steelers, are any of those teams going to win at least 4 games to pass the Chargers and knock them out of a playoff spot? It'd have to be the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I don't see the Texans doing it.
No, I don't. No, it would have to be the Chiefs. I don't see the Chiefs doing it, though.
I think the Chiefs do it. You tell me the Chiefs aren't going to make the playoffs?
No.
I know they're not very good this year. I think they find a way to make the playoffs.
I don't think they do. They are an average team. And average teams just, you don't make the playoffs. If they do, it's going to be it's going to be a first round exit.
Chiefs need to win 4 games.
Good. They're not
that good. I'm just telling you, the NFL.
And even you just said they need to win 4 games. That puts them at 9-8. They're still behind Jacksonville for the last spot.
No, Jacksonville will take the 6. They'd be tied with the Chargers at 9-8. They'd probably win the tie. You got to see what the tiebreaker is with them.
I don't see.
They would have split because the Chargers already beat the Chiefs once. I think the Chiefs get them the second time.
Yeah, it's 3-3. I don't see the Chiefs making the playoffs. I don't. They're not that good.
There's a lot of NFL teams that are not that good. Here's what they got: Colts, Cowboys, Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, Raiders. They have to win 4 of those games.
Colts, they're going to lose.
They'll beat the Cowboys.
They have a chance.
They'll beat the Texans. They'll beat the Texans.
I don't know. I think they will, but
it's at home. They're going to beat the Texans.
If there's going to be a game that they're going to lose, it would be that one.
They're going to beat the Chargers at home.
Yes.
They're going to beat the Titans.
Yes.
That's 4. And you still got the Raiders the last week of the season. They might win 5 of their next
at that point,
6 games.
At that point, they're the beneficiary of their schedule.
It's not who you play. It's when you play
exactly. No, you can't. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that that if they get in, it's a gift. If they get in, it's a gift by the schedule.
They'll lose to the Colts. They'll beat the Cowboys. They're going to beat the Texans. They'll beat the Chargers. They'll beat the Titans.
I would not be so sure on
Did they
Texans.
beat the Broncos at home on Christmas Day?
No.
They should have beat them on the road. They were close to beating them on the road. I tell you, that schedule's not – there's nobody on that schedule that's for sure they're going to lose all these games. Our resident Chiefs fan in the chat thinks they're going to go win out. I don't think that's going to be the case.
Of course.
They'll only lose 1 more game. If they do it, it's against Indianapolis. If they win, how about this? If they win on Sunday against Indianapolis, if they beat the Colts at home on Sunday, are they in the playoffs? Because that would be one of the teams you would expect them to lose to.
I would see them more a legitimate playoff contender, yes.
Chiefs are making the playoffs.
I don't see it.
I'm telling you.
I don't see it.
I have watched enough Chargers football to tell you that they ain't hanging on to that lead.
No, I get that, but we've seen the Chiefs have good games against good teams, and then they go and lose to Jacksonville, which at that point, that was a devastating loss for them at that point. Now Jacksonville's proven to be a little bit better, but that's just I don't see it.
The Chiefs lost to the Eagles by 3. They lost to the Jags by 3. They lost to the Bills by 7, and they just lost to the Broncos by 3.
Right, but in past years, those are games when you think of the Kansas City Chiefs and what the dynasty of the Chiefs has been, those are games that they win. They win those games every single time. They haven't won those games. They've lost them all, and they lost them all by the one possession that they won so many games by last year.
I just think you hate the Chiefs.
No, I don't.
I'm a little biased.
I
hate the Chiefs.
I have no reason to hate the Chiefs. I have zero reason to hate the Chiefs.
When we come back, Eddie Brown's going to get your fantasy football lineup set. We'll talk fantasy football to finish up the show.
Get ready, sports and Pokemon collection.
This holiday season, too many San Diegans will go hungry. Join 97 through the Fan and support the San Diego Food Bank. Donate food directly online through our Odyssey San Diego Food Fund, where every donation helps feed local families. Go to 97throughthefan.com/food fund and give today. This hour on 97 through the Fan is brought to you by Toyota of Poway, voted San Diego's #1 Toyota dealer by USA Today. It's the season to save at Toyota of Poway. The Black Friday sales event is on with brand new Toyotas in stock and ready to roll. Hurry to Toyota of Poway or toyotaofpoway.com and drive home happy this holiday. Now, time to get to our guests that we have each and every Thursday. We've had them on Friday the last couple of weeks because of all the breaking news and everything like that. It is Eddie Brown. He is our fantasy football guru, writes for the San Diego Union Tribune, does fantasy football, fantasy sports in general, and is the main contributor to draft coverage for the NFL draft for the San Diego Union Tribune. Eddie, what's going on? How's your Thursday going today?
Braden, I'm doing great. I'm just filling for all those people who had to, deal with Jonathan Taylor 2 weeks ago and then somehow ended up going up against Josh Allen last week. They exist. I feel bad for those people. I got smashed by Taylor 2 weeks ago, but I have a lot of lineups with Allen, so I got a little get back this week. So I'm doing good.
Yeah, well, you know what? As somebody that has Jonathan Taylor in one league, the week that Jonathan Taylor went off, I, in the other league, had to go against Jonathan Taylor. So I didn't even get to reap the benefits fully of having Jonathan Taylor, only having him in one league. So that's the problem with playing in multiple fantasy leagues at one time, Eddie, is sometimes your guy going off is actually hurting you in another league.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I tell everybody, because people ask me, how many leagues are you in? I'm like, well, depending on the year, 4 to 6 sometimes. It depends. But the secret to doing that is you gotta play in leagues that the rules vary, and we've talked about that before, to where, because if you're basically just straight up, the same type of league across the board, and you're in 2, 3, 4 leagues, you're basically going against yourself every single week. So it's not as fun that way. So I try to say, like, if you're going to be in more than one league, and try to make sure the other leagues have some variable that's different.
I agree with you on that. Let's talk about some of the things that you threw out there this week in the Week 12 fantasy preview. You got Emmanuel Wilson as a top pickup this week with Josh Jacobs day to day. If Jacobs does play, do fantasy managers still stash Wilson, or is he only a starter if Jacobs sits? Is that a stream option this week?
I mean, it's a decent matchup, and I could see if Jacobs does play that they might want to limit him a little bit. So maybe there's double-digit carries. Maybe Wilson pops on a flex. Has some flex appeal in standard leagues this week, but primarily I'm probably benching him or dropping him unless I have Josh Jacobs. If you had Jacobs, you should probably have Wilson anyways. Anytime you roster an elite running back, you should. I'm always in favor of stashing their handcuff just in case. So, but I think he has RB2 upside if Jacobs doesn't play, and I'm not exactly sure if Jacobs does play this week.
Alec Pierce is now the 18th best receiver in standard fantasy league since week 7, and you say he needs to be universally rostered. What changed for him, and is this a legit rest of season breakout, or just a hot streak right now for Alec Pierce?
No, I think he has probably wide receiver 3 flex upside going forward. I think it's the offense, the diversity. I think everything starts with Jonathan Taylor. Teams are having to stack the box or having to do whatever they can to try to neutralize him, and it's basically pick your poison. Well, if you're gonna try to stop Taylor, then Daniel Jones is gonna be able to drop back, and you got Pittman, you got Downs, you got Pierce, you got Tyler Ward. There's a lot of weapons on that offense, and it's a great offensive line. That's one of the reasons Jones has been playing so well this season and kind of revitalized his career. So I think it's just a situation to where they're all talented, and they're all in a situation where if Taylor's garnering all the attention, it's kind of hard to stop everybody else. And Pierce is the guy they take shots with in that offense, so it gives them a lot of upside on a weekly basis.
We're talking with Eddie Brown. He writes for the San Diego Union Tribune. Needs to get you everything you need to know for your fantasy football weekend. Let's talk about Jacoby Brissett. Obviously, he's getting a lot of playing time with Kyler Murray being out. And he broke single game completion record and being quarterback 8 since week 6. in the NFL? Is he now an every week starter or just a high-end streamer while Kyler's out?
Yeah, I mean, he's playing like a weekly starter. He's playing like a weekly QB1. He's passed for multiple touchdowns in every start this season. I think he's top at least 250 yards in every week that he started. I still think he's matchup driven, but I mean, if you're struggling at the position, he's been pretty good, and he has enough weapons to compete on a week-to-week basis. When you talk about Trey McBride, Harrison when he comes back, but even Michael Wilson popped against the Niners. Obviously, the Niners defense is decimated, but I think Brissett's been pretty good, and I think going forward, I think they're probably going to get Trey Benson back soon, if not this week, probably next. So I think there's enough pieces on that offense to where he's been serviceable. If you're in a super flex league, he's a weekly starter.
We're talking about the Arizona Cardinals a little bit now with Marvin Harrison Jr. being out. Michael Wilson had one of the wildest lines of the season, 15 catches on 18 targets for 185 yards. If Harrison misses more time, is a replacement Michael Wilson, or is this just a volume-driven streamer?
Yeah, no, Harrison's out this week, so I like going right back to Wilson. I think it's a pretty decent matchup against the Jaguars. He's always had talent. I liked him coming out of Stanford. That offense just didn't really have the volume to feature a number 2 receiver, especially once they drafted Harrison last year. So I like him a lot this week. 15 receptions on 18 targets. That is insane. I think I caught 3 balls against the Niners last week. But yeah, I think once Harrison gets back, Wilson is basically TD dependent at that point. But while Harrison is out and recovering from an appendectomy, I think he definitely has flex appeal.
Let's talk tight ends. You listed a ton of tight ends worth adding. Noah Fant with obviously Jamar Chase being suspended. Juwan Johnson stays hot. Mason Taylor has a 20% target share. Darren Waller possibly returning. Who's the one tight end you trust the most for the next 2 weeks?
Well, you know what? I think Burrow plays this week. I think he's taking snaps. I think today he practiced in full for the second straight day. I think he took the first team reps in the media portion of practice. I think he's coming back, and I think if you have Patriots or Bengals, I think you need to light him up this week. The offense is more condensed with Case out, like you said, he's suspended for a week. I like Fant. It's a good matchup against the Patriots. They struggle against tight ends. And I think he's somebody who's been kind of garnering more attention in that pass offense anyways with Flacco. So I think when Burrow comes back, that's a good matchup. I think Burrow, obviously favors his receivers, but you can only target those guys so much. I think Fant, has shown he's a playmaker. So I think this week he has a good matchup, and I think, going forward, he probably has a good matchup. I like Juwan Johnson for the rest of the season, though. I think he, outside of Olave, probably the primary target in that offense, in that pass game.
Eddie, we appreciate the time. As always, running out of time on a Thursday. Look forward to talking to you again next Thursday, and good luck this weekend in fantasy football.
I appreciate it, Brendan. You take care.
Eddie Brown joining us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline, as all of our guests join us on that. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorney, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Want to mention, we're a week out for the Radies Children's Classic over at the University of San Diego. TCU, Florida, Providence, all coming to town to play college basketball. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. Trying to work on some of the coaches joining the show as well, but just a week out for the Radies Children's Invitational next week. For Frank Marchese, I'm Braden Surprenant. Win and Chris coming up next.
2 of the NFC's top